What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to fourth quarter. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Another week, another great sports week. Great. The NFL got us again, Craig. It got us again. We thought it was two good games last night. It was two real good games, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I was watching that Miami and Titans game. I was like, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
I watched the Giants game. I mean, I was on
The
the Giants.
Giants, they were both good games. I gotta give the NFL that. They both were good games. I don't know how they did it, but they went out with a bang. Both games came down to the final minutes.
I think
Final
guys right.
seconds. That's pretty good. Pretty good, Pretty good. Anyway, before we talk about football, Mo, we're gonna answer that question. The Lakers won the in-season tournament. I don't think nothing of it. I think it was a good. I think I like to see the Lakers play good and healthy. People are going crazy right now. I don't know. Twitter has exploded counting, and listen, the Lakers put the tournament in the banners. That's none of my business, but people are just in an uproar about what it means with LeBron legacy. It's something that, and this is why we do these. This is wonderful. We can have these conversations. I don't really think this in-season tournament is gonna matter in the future. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But as far as right now, I think it's just a regular accomplishment amongst NBA peers, and you get money. So it's I don't think it's going to get weighed on anybody's Hall of Fame resume. Maybe 40 years from now, it might be a big thing when it maybe. And so, like in 15 years from now, if they say if you win the in-season tournament, you get an automatic big. That might be bigger, or teams get an automatic draft pick, lottery pick if they pick right. This in-season tournament might matter, but right now, I just think it's just a good win for the Lakers. I don't think nothing else of it. As a Laker fan, I'm glad people are starting to get healthy and gel. And it's December. This is when you're supposed to, it's mid-December. It's supposed to be playing well. I don't really think anything of the in-season tournament. Craig, let me ask you, what's your thoughts on it? Because Twitter's going crazy. It's going crazy.
Going crazy because they won the in-season tournament?
Yeah, people are like comparing it to Michael Jordan never won it. It's ridiculous. It's really out of control. I just think it's
okay. I mean,
it's been going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Michael Jordan never wanted to.
Exactly.
Even compete. I mean, a lot of people. If that's the case, a lot of great.
It's ridiculous.
People
are wild out here.
I thought the in-season tournament was a good idea. I think it worked.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have something that they can build on. Mm-hmm. I guess to me the biggest question is going forward now that it's over, and how is the rest of the regular season going to work between now? Now you have the Christmas games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you also have football on Christmas Day as well, so they're not going to get the ratings that they normally would get.
Yeah.
But
is this the second time?
I think they had it last year. It's just how it falls. I think last year Christmas was on maybe a Sunday or a Saturday or something like that. So it's just how it falls in the calendar.
All right. I want to see next year if it's Christmas on a Tuesday what the NFL does. It'll be very interesting.
I think they might do that weekend, obviously, but I don't think. I mean, obviously they're going to do the weekend, but they're not going to do. I mean, they never done it, and I mean that I've seen if it's during the week. But I think that it did work. But like I said, going forward, how now what's going to happen between now and say the All-Star break? Because this is when normally the regular season is so slow and people in and out of it and trying to get into it, but they're not really into it. They're just kind of casually watching it. And people say it's a long season. And I guess after the All-Star break is when people start really tuning in because football is done with. So that's when people start more watching it a little bit more, a little bit closer. So how are they going to, now that the in-season tournament is over, what are they going to do? Like, how are they going to maximize their viewership? What are they going to do to draw in?
That's a good question, man.
So I think this is something I did like the tournament. I like what they did. So I want to see what happens next year, how they build on it. If there's any more incentives for the winning team, if it's like a draft pick or they make the playoffs. I don't know about that one, but I mean,
people were talking about. I was like, golly, man.
It's a couple ideas that they could throw out there to make it enticing for the winning team besides just money. Obviously, money is a big thing and it's really good to have. But if you're a guy like LeBron James, I don't think. I mean, the $500,000 is not going to really affect you as much as say maybe like a 12 stringer or something, or the 12.
Yeah, he said he did it for the rookies. That's
so it's I only thing I didn't really like were the courts. I didn't really like the color.
Some of them was wild.
I think they could have just done the regular courts with the trophy and maybe like in-season tournament, the logo or something like that of the tournament, something like that, and just like the trophy in the middle of the court of the in-season tournament trophy, and had something like that, or maybe like different color jerseys or something. I don't know, but the court was just a little bit too much. So other than that, I was cool with it. Like it had drama. It had players playing hard. It had all of the stars pretty much that they wanted to play. They pretty much played. They took it seriously. There was a lot of passion and a lot of physicality in it. I like it was like playoffs.
Yeah, I liked it.
So it was cool. Now we're just gonna see what happens because I know it's gonna be some teams doing the load management thing and stuff like that going forward. So I just want to see what happens. But I like I said, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Success. They got a TV contract deal coming up soon, so it worked out. So we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was some good basketball, and I Craig, you are right that people were saying that Steph was taking it serious, KD, Giannis, Jokic, LeBron. That made the whole league look and be like, okay, they're treating it like they want to win it, you know. Mo, what's your thoughts about the in-season tournament?
I like it. I like it. I mean, you gotta get some more fan buzz, and I think they want to take off that load management. A lot of players sitting it, so they want with extra money on the line. People gonna play with this extra money on the line. You got a chance to make that extra bread. You can put extra money on the line.
Yeah.
Let's see where it goes from here. Like, so I was looking at, for instance, you got 3 games on Christmas Day for football. You got 6 for the NBA on prime time. On Christmas Day, you got 3 for the NBA. You got Ravens versus 49ers. Christmas Day, 8:15 on Monday night. You got
that's the ratings gone. Ratings gone. 8-11. Everybody watching it.
You got Raiders. You got the Raiders versus Chiefs at 1:00. You got Giants versus the Eagles at 4:30. Ain't nobody. I mean, depending on what the Giants do over these next 2 weeks. That depends.
I'm gonna watch it because it's a
divisional
game.
It
depends what NBA games are on.
Yeah, but you got 6 NBA games. Let's watch. Let's scroll over here. So you got 6 NBA games. That Christmas Day. You got 12 o'clock. You got Bucks versus Knicks. You got 2:30 Warriors versus Nuggets. You got 5 o'clock Celtics versus Lakers.
Oh, wow, I'm watching that thing.
You got 8 o'clock Sixers versus Heat. And then at 10:30, you got Mavericks versus Suns. I mean, it's a competition.
I think the Lakers Celtics because of that Raiders Chiefs game.
But what balances it out?
That's what I will watch.
Yeah, what balances out is you go right off of that and go right into that Ravens San Fran game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You kind of come off right off of that. It kind of balances out because you know what I'm saying. That Chiefs versus Raider game. I mean, yeah, it's in division, but Ain't nobody really watching that 1 o'clock. You still open the presents. You still
Nah, that Eagles
nobody
Giants
gonna
game
get that
gonna get a
one.
lot. The Eagles and
You know?
Giants, a lot of people gonna watch that joint. I'm gonna watch because it's a divisional game.
Right. By the time you get to 8:15, you at the Ravens 49ers.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap.
You
You got the East Coast and you got the West Coast.
Yeah, you already had, you probably poured your drink up. Kids already happy with their presents. Wifey happy. You good. You chilling. You sitting back.
Chilling
you
right
up.
there.
Yeah, you feet
like,
up.
Yeah, you feet up.
Job well done. You feel like job well done. Now I can relax and I can watch my show. I did what I had to do for the day as a man, as whatever. You watching game.
Oh, I don't play. Faith doesn't touch the TV on the holidays.
Yeah, well,
she don't touch the TV at all. She knows it's sports all day. Thanksgiving, football all day.
I liked it though, and I mean what I would say
is gonna be sports on all day, brother. She knows that.
For the Lakers, I would say, man, I talk about this all the time. It showed me what Lakers could look like when Anthony Davis and LeBron are both on the same page like that. When LeBron and AD are both on the same page like that, on that level, they're tough to beat. My thing we'll see is it can be on that level when they play Denver, I don't even want to say other teams. I want to say Denver because it's been on that level versus everybody else. I want to see can it be on that level when they play Denver.
Yeah, I do too. I do. That's the team to beat.
Until they knock off. And that's why Kansas City blows me, but until somebody beats them. But I will say this is going to be the first year they're going to be on the road come playoff time.
We don't know.
We'll
get to that. We'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Well, there was one year where
they've never been on the road. Since Mahomes been there, they never had a road playoff game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they've never had a road playoff game.
They've had 5 straight AFC championship games.
Yeah, they've never had to go on the road for a playoff game.
But they always haven't been the number 1 seed though.
That's
so
true.
They had an opportunity, but
that's true.
They had an opportunity to be on the road, but Tennessee didn't make it to the AFC championship game that year.
Yeah,
they lost to the Ravens.
They were the number 1 seed.
Yep, they lost to the Ravens. I remember that.
So I mean, depending on what happens in the playoffs, if they get the 3rd seed and then the 2 seed,
the 2nd seed, yeah, Mo, it's gonna be very interesting, yo.
And you just saw Miami just lose to Tennessee, so anything can happen at that point.
Yeah. It's gonna be very interesting. The year the Chiefs we're gonna get to the Chiefs anyway. Mo, you got your college basketball rankings?
Yeah. So I watched the AP poll. I'm just gonna go off the AP poll for this first week. I'm definitely gonna lock in. I think tomorrow. Yeah. I think they do it every week, but I think Wednesday
just started, right?
Yeah, they do the AP poll every week.
Started a month ago.
Every Monday.
It's still early though.
Everybody played about 10 to 11 games.
10 games? Yeah.
So right now, you got Purdue, Kansas, Houston, Purdue, Kansas, Houston. I'm forgetting somebody. Purdue, Kansas, Houston. I had to say.
You forgetting Arizona.
Arizona. Arizona's played well. I know Craig, the North Carolina transfers played very well.
They transferred to Arizona?
They're undefeated.
Yeah, the point guard. Yeah, the guard.
Oh, yeah, Gilbert Arenas love that. He loved Arizona. He went there.
The Kansas has been playing well with their the big man from Michigan who transferred Dickerson. Who came from this area. He's playing very well. You got Purdue with the All-American Edie from last year, who decided to come back. He said, "I know I wasn't gonna go, early in the draft. I know, so I'm gonna come back and try to finish what I started." But with Purdue, every year they good, but it's like tournament time. Like we know you're gonna be a top 4 seed, top 5 seed, but it's like, what do you do tournament time? So we're looking for them. And then Houston. Under Calvin Sampson, every year they're top tier. They're gonna be a tough out come tournament time. You always know they're gonna be a team that's gonna make the weekend. That's at least gonna get out of the first weekend. So
yeah, Houston does. They've been making the tournament pretty consistently. They've been decent in the tournament.
But I think Houston, I think Kansas, if not, no, Arizona and Purdue are one of the top 3 play tomorrow. I want to say Arizona and Purdue, but I might be wrong.
Tomorrow,
top 3 play tomorrow.
No, it's not tomorrow. It's
Saturday.
It's
My bad.
later on in the week though.
Yeah, Saturday.
And that the center for Purdue is a traditional center, right?
He's trash.
Yeah.
He's just trash.
He is great.
He's not a pro. He's not going to be a pro. He's going to be a second rounder. He's going to be like Luka Garza, who's local, but in the second round, he's not doing anything. He's a better Luka Garza, but he's a bigger Luka Garza without a 3-point shot. That's pretty much what he is.
You gotta develop. Listen, as a big man, if you try to make it in the NBA, you got to shoot the 3 no matter what position.
If it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, dude be a bona fide first round pick. For a top 5.
Yeah, but now, no.
Yeah, but now how they spread it out and they want to spread the floor.
You're going to have to shoot it. You're going to have to. Every center can shoot the 3, buddy.
So it's Saturday. Arizona's playing Arizona number 1, Purdue number 3. They play Saturday.
He can't shoot the 3? Nah.
Ooh, they play 4:30? You know what? I might pop that game in. I might pop that game on Peacock. I might look at that a little bit because I don't know about that Philly Giants game. I know Giants been fighting, but I might flip back and forth.
Which one?
Play this week?
No. Not Philly Giants. My bad. Who play 4:30 Saturday?
The Colts and Steelers play 4:30.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry,
you can.
I might pop back and forth, but that's gonna be a defensive battle. Neither team can really score like that. Never mind. We're getting at who you got. But
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna definitely.
Lord have mercy.
You gonna check it out?
I'm gonna watch it. I'm college basketball is that's what I look at.
I might watch it. Yeah. It depends how that Steelers and Colts game go.
Plus, Carolina play that day too. They play Kentucky, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Is that 5:30? Oh yeah. Well,
I'm already invested in that. They lost last week, but they ain't played since last week, so see.
All right, guys. We were just talking about them. The Bills beat the Chiefs. Some are calling it controversial. Some are saying he's offsides. We get it. It happens. Anytime you got NFL players arguing over it, it's just interesting. Some people said the ref lets the players know. Some people say he was clearly offsides. Somebody pointed out Jay and Waddle just did the same thing in the Titans game. It wasn't called. That's cool. It happens. The Chiefs lost. The Bills win. I'm going to start out, Mo, with this one. Do you think the Chiefs are in trouble this postseason, Mo?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm looking at how strong the AFC is. Right now, I just see. Let me say this right here, and I think I said this last week, and I think we all agreed on this. Already, he's top tier, but I will say, if the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, I forget Super Bowl. If Chiefs go to AFC Championship game, we got to really start to put with this team. I think we really got to put Andy Reid and Mahomes in the GOAT conversation.
They already there. They already there.
I'm saying we got to really stamp it. Like we really got to have a hard, real crazy conversation because this wide receiver core has been probably the worst under the Andy Reid era.
Yes.
As far as route running. Yes. And so if he wins it over
mistakes,
receiver,
route running,
hasty,
all that.
Yeah, lining up wrong. Like if he wins off of just straight Kelsey and these receivers, man.
Yeah, he on a different level. He'll if they win it again this year, he'll separate himself again.
Yeah, they
it's already a big gap.
Right.
It's already a big gap. He'll just make
But I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say
that
I don't
means he's
see
not
it,
going to
but
be in the conversation. Like it's going to be Pat Mahomes. You're not going to be able to say his name with anybody else besides.
I mean, if
Tom
everybody
Brady
stay
and Joe
healthy,
Montana.
if everybody play the way I think they play, it's gonna be hard. Like if you're talking about a playoff game, unless your defenses goes off, it's crazy right now with this receiver core in a shootout to see them go head to head with Baltimore or Miami. Right now, I'm thinking the top tier. Right now, seeing Kansas City right now in the shootout with Miami or Baltimore with them receivers, I don't see it. Even with the greatness
they already beat Miami,
Andy Reid, they did, but I mean, right now I see playoffs in a one-game scenario, and I know if it was a fifth, we all be drunk, but I'm just looking at the ifs. Like I just look at when it comes down to a one-game scenario. I know we don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes, but it's just like it's just looking at it right now. I don't know. I think they're in trouble this year. If we talking about Super Bowl,
if they get there again, that's going to be hard. Craig, do you think the Chiefs are in trouble in this postseason?
Yeah, their receivers aren't. I mean, they have 33 drops, so you have to think that there are some issues there. That I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I know myself. I thought they would get it figured out by this point in time.
Me too. Yeah.
Maybe after like the bye week or something like that, but it hasn't happened. They lost 4 of the last 6 games. They lost the last 2 games, and last 2 games on controversial call, or one controversial call and one controversial non-call. Pass interference before that. But I just think that this team just has too many issues that it's going to be hard to overcome. As great as the defense is, it's going to be hard to overcome because who can you rely on besides Travis Kelce to make a play for you consistently? I mean, they're running the wrong routes. They're not catching the ball. They're lining up on sides. And I understand that there was multiple times in the game where Tony was offsides and they didn't call it or whatever it is, but just so happened this time they called it, and they could have let it go, but it was the right call. Just because you rob a store, the right call. Just because you rob a store 4 times and don't get caught, on that 5th time you do it again and you just wonder why you get caught this time. You just got caught. I mean, it is what it is. So that's what happened. He got caught. It was unfortunate because it was a great play. And it took away from what could have been a really good play. I mean, who knows what would have happened, because Josh Allen still had time left on the clock. So who knows what would have happened. But just that play in particular, like, it just took away from what was a great play. And just because Tony was just a half of a foot over the line. So they got to figure it out. I understand Patrick Mahomes' frustration, but I think he's frustrated at his teammates, but he's not taking it out on his teammates.
Yeah.
So he's being a good leader, I guess, or you could say he's being a team player, I guess. But at some point in time, you have to. I mean, I'm not saying call him out, but I'm assuming that they're talking to Tony and the rest of the team. And I can see how frustrated he is and how bad he wants to win. And his receivers are just letting them down. They're letting the team down. They're letting the city of Kansas City down at this point. So they got to figure it out. I don't think they're going to be able to this year. I think it's a little too late, because we're in week 15. And I mean, at this point in time, this is the time, the last 4 weeks of the season, or I guess after Thanksgiving, hitting to December, is when you want to just be hitting on all cylinders and being on the same page going forward into the playoffs. And it just hasn't happened yet. So I think they're going to win the division. That's nothing. It's just how they're going to look and who they match up with in their first playoff game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game for them.
Yeah. I agree with both of you. This is a weird thing. And don't forget, Craig, Rice fumbled too. He fumbled that Bills game. And this is crazy because it's the receiving core. It was funny. Can you imagine if they just got D-Hop? If they would have gotten D-Hop, and he said he wanted to play for them. If they would have gotten D-Hop and then still have Rasheed Rice and Kelsey, they would be unstoppable. But they didn't. And Tony is looking like the Giants knew what the heck they were talking about because he is like his inconsistency is wild. I don't know if he's gonna. He might not be in the league next year. He might not be in the league, bro. Seriously, because if in the offseason, if Kansas City cuts him, who's gonna pick him up?
I mean, somebody gonna pick him up. No, don't get me wrong. Somebody gonna pick him up just on receiver.
No.
Yeah, somebody's gonna pick him up because he's a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, somebody gonna believe.
Get so many opportunities.
Every coordinator believes they can do something with him. I'm not saying he's gonna be productive, but
this might be his journeyman journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if he don't make it work here, he's gonna be signing 1-year deals and then we're gonna look up and be like, damn, Kadarius Toney hasn't played football.
But I would say this though.
I'm telling you,
let's look.
He gonna sign. Somebody gonna sign to a 1-year contract. He gonna have the same year he did, and then nobody's gonna sign him.
Hey James,
this is how the NFL works. We know how the NFL works. He's gonna be out the league. I'm telling you.
Hey James, the playoffs started today, right? They'll get out in the first round. 3-6. They'll beat Pittsburgh. But they'll have to play Miami second round. I don't see them right now. I don't see Kansas City beat Miami in Miami right now. Fully healthy. If Miami fully healthy, if Tyreek Hill on this game fully healthy, I don't see Kansas City beating Miami in Miami.
No.
I don't know if
Kansas City. I don't know. Miami has. I don't know. Miami has a problem with beating teams over 500.
I get it, but I don't know if I see Kansas City.
People are still high on Miami. I don't know. They lose to a lot of teams over 500, and we know this. Miami mess around and get home field and be the first one out.
Oh, that'd be.
You can definitely see that happen.
I don't. I hate to say this, but
if they play Kansas City, I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes in Miami when they can't beat team over 500, and they beat them already.
I get it. I get it. I definitely understand.
They just haven't beat a team over 500. We gonna see. They got Miami has a good stretch, but we gonna see. And this Titans loss is not good.
Mm-hmm.
That Titans loss was not good for them.
It wasn't a good loss. I mean, if they lost, they lost. But the way they lost, to me, it was the way they lost because they were up 27-13 with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. So if you were to lose the game, you just lost the game. But the way they lost, being up by 2 scores with a little over 2 minutes to go, like that just can't happen. Especially at home, that's something that can't happen. Especially you're at home and you got home field because I think if they had won, they would have been in the 1 seed.
Yes, they would have been the 1 seed, hands down.
I mean, they would have had the inside track of getting the 1 seed.
Yep.
I think they still had to play Baltimore, but I mean
that Baltimore. They got to play Dallas
for the 1 seed at that point.
Yeah,
if they both went into that game with the 3 losses at that point, but I mean, it's a tough loss. This is football, man. It's. I mean, Hill going out the game didn't help. The offensive line being the way the offensive line was with all the injuries, and that didn't help them. But you got to find a way to win some of these games.
They got a tough stretch coming up. They got Buffalo at the end of the year. They got the Cowboys, and they have the Ravens. They got a tough schedule.
The Ravens have it.
Yeah, the Ravens got it, but I trust the Ravens more than the Dolphins. They beat some quality teams. I'm just scared of Miami. They haven't beat a quality team yet. And then that Buffalo, we'll talk about that later. But like, this is going to be very interesting.
I mean, nobody will be able to sit this year. I don't think nobody will be able to sit this year. Like everybody going to play to the end. Everybody going to play their play.
Yeah, and the NFC and NFC. Yeah, you're right. I think everybody's going to have to play all games because at this point, the Chiefs have sitting on them. Yeah, this year, So the Chiefs have to play. They're gonna have to play all. Everybody's going to play all their games because if the Chiefs win out, they can still get the number one seed. If the Ravens win out, they get the number one. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the Chiefs can end up with a third seed. You know, Miami can have a better record. So it's going to be very
number one seed. Chiefs can't win out and get the number one seed. They got 5 losses.
Yeah, if they go 12-5.
Baltimore can go 14-3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Baltimore, the games matter. That San Francisco versus Baltimore game could be for the number one in each division. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what we don't know. Philly might win out. They already been through their tough schedule.
Even if they went out, they're not.
The Philadelphia?
I mean, they could easily win out, but I think they're gonna win the division, but I don't think they're gonna get the number one seed now. After that,
it could be. San Francisco has to beat the Ravens.
Oh, that's fine.
They're gonna have to beat the Ravens because if they don't, they'll be 12. They'll be 13-4, and Philly will be 13-3. You would have to give it to Philly.
But it's
I'm saying that Ravens game matters. That Ravens game matters.
Every game matters.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if Ravens beat San Francisco, they're probably going to be the guaranteed number one seed. And if San Francisco beat the Ravens, that's probably the best path. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think that's going to be. All games are important, but that could be for the number one seed in each conference. Because I think that's week 16.
17, not 17.
That's week 17. Heck yeah. Yeah. That's a tough game. And the Chiefs got to play the Bengals, I think, that week too. It's going to be some tough games.
So the flex last week was the first week of the flex, or was it this week?
No,
it started.
No. It was this week.
I thought it was last week.
Was it last week?
I thought they flexed the game already. A game that was played. I thought they flexed the because they did flex some games because Carolina played. They went from 1:00 game to a 4:00 game against Tampa Bay in like week 13.
I didn't know.
I think the last 3 to 4 weeks of the season they start to flex.
I wasn't keeping track of it. The only time I noticed a game was flexed out was this week. It could have been last week or the week before. I don't know.
I thought
y'all probably right.
Maybe not. I don't know. I thought they did. I could have sworn because Carolina had a early game, then they changed it to.
They probably did that. It was a 1:00 game, and then they changed it to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they flexed. Dude, I think they flexed. I think the Saturday game was just flexed. I don't think the Saturday slate was how.
No, I don't think it was either. I don't think so, Mo. I think you're right. Because I think I looked at the schedule a couple of weeks ago, and it said to be determined. I think, and then remember last week they flexed the Chiefs and Patriots. We were blown. We were like, why is the Patriots and the Chiefs on Monday night? At least the Seahawks and the Eagles is going to be a decent game. I'd rather watch that than the Chiefs versus the Patriots. I'll tell you that much. We got to watch Zappy against the Kansas City defense. And then Patrick Mahomes is struggling to score. That joint ain't going to be a pretty game.
No.
I don't want to see that.
We can get that later, but yeah, are they going to stay with Zappy the rest of the way and then draft quarterback top 4?
I think they are. All right, Mo, let me ask you this. Do the Bills, because the Bills won, and we know how tight the AFC is, did the Bills prove to you that they can make the playoffs?
Yes. I think they showed the fight. I understand the circumstances with the call and everything like that, but I picked the Bills, and who you got last week? I think they could. I think they want to run. I'm not saying they will get out of the first round, but I think.
But you think they're gonna make the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna sneak in. I think they got enough. Let's look at their schedule. I think they can win out. I'm not win out, but I think they can win enough. Well, they're gonna lose the Dallas, but I think they can win to get in. I don't trust other teams. I don't think they're gonna be Dallas though. I ain't gonna say that.
All right, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Craig, did the Bills prove to you that they're a playoff team after their win against the Chiefs?
I mean, they can make the playoffs, but I mean, they're kind of far behind. Like, I mean, I don't know every team's schedule, but I mean, right now they're still 11th out of 7 teams that got to make it, so they're still pretty far back.
Mm-hmm.
I think they definitely had the talent to make it. I mean, they've been one of the better teams in the AFC for the last like 3-4 years, so the talent is definitely there. They have a quarterback who's an MVP type of talent.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of having a type of year this year with the interceptions and things like that, but he's able to make plays. That play he made where he's falling out of bounds and he double clutched it and he threw it, and
that's why you love him.
It was a crazy play. That's one of the
crazy.
I mean, it's only like 2 people that I can think of in the NFL that can make that throw. Him and Mahomes.
That's it. This talent is crazy.
They have the talent. They have a really good team. Like Mo said, though, they got 2 tough games, Dallas and Miami. Miami games at the end of the season, so they'll be probably still playing. They'll definitely be playing for something at that point. Miami might not be. They might have the 2 seed locked up or whatever it is. I'm not sure. But
that's true.
I think that they need to build off of that win last week and go into the game coming up this week against Dallas, because this is going to be a very important game for them. Now, granted, it's at home. I think they can win this game. So, and then you got the Chargers.
We'll get into that later.
Chargers and Patriots don't have a quarterback.
Yep. So
those are 2 games that 2 other games that they can win. So that'll be 10 wins. I think they can get in. I think they got a outside chance because they're so far down. But if they can win 3 of these next 4, I think they get in.
Yeah, they didn't prove to me because they almost lost the game. I think Dallas. You know what? I'm gonna save it for who you got, but I don't think they're gonna beat Dallas, and they're gonna struggle with the Patriots. That's what's gonna happen, and then they're gonna beat the Chargers, and then they're gonna be playing Miami, and Miami's gonna be looking for the number 1 seed, and it's gonna be an important game, and it's gonna be in Miami. If they need that win for the number 1 seed and it's in Miami, they're not beating Miami. Because I don't think the Bills are a good team. I don't think the Bills are a good team. I think they're exactly where they should be, 11th in the AFC. I don't think they'll finish around that in the year. I could be wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta see more. I gotta see what they look like against Dallas, because Josh Allen will have a good game, and then next thing you know, he's throwing a pick 6 to Deron Bland. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's what Josh Allen is. So, they didn't prove to me that they're a playoff team. They didn't prove. Anyway, speaking of the Cowboys, guys. The Cowboys won big on Sunday night versus the Eagles. I'm glad I didn't go over my friend's house. Mo, did you go?
Yeah, I was outside drunk.
Yeah, I didn't go over there, man.
Yeah, man.
Kyle was probably acting crazy, man. Yeah. So that's what's up. You know, Pat was there. Felt the Pat, he came out. He's like, James, you coming out? I was like, no. Nope. I was at his house last week. I'm good. And I'll be over there later in the season. But Dallas gonna get a playoff game. I'll be over there. But anyway, now you had a question, Mo. You asked Craig if the Cowboys win the division, you think Dak should get MVP? Craig, what is your answer to that?
No. I mean, I think he's definitely in the top 2 right now between. But I got Brock Purdy. I saw what Brock Purdy did to him and the Cowboys, and I saw what Brock Purdy did to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. I can't. I mean, I can't take that out and just say nah. You know that just because Dak to me is playing arguably the best or the second best quarterback right now in the NFL, playing like that, and he looks good. Obviously, he looks really good. He's been playing a lot of no-name teams. He finally played the Eagles, Seahawks. They're right now 6-7. When he played them, they were 6-5. So give him a little bit of credit on that, but that was another home game for them, just like the Eagles game was a home game. I want to see them go on the road, which they are going to this week against Buffalo. But I just think Brock Purdy, the way he's been playing, I mean, I gotta give it to him just by at this point, just by a little bit. I think if Brock Purdy and the 49ers win the division, I think they'll get the number 1 seed, and I think they'll have won the division. So and they beat the Cowboys and they beat the Eagles, destroyed the Cowboys, destroyed the Eagles. So, and if he keeps playing the way he's playing, I got to give it to him. Like he's hitting 70% of his passes with over 9. What's he like? Oh, he's over 9 yards per attempt, and he has less attempts than Dak Prescott. And he's up there in touchdowns. He's up there in passing yards. I gotta get right now. I gotta give it to Brock Purdy. If he falls off and Dak keeps playing like he's playing, then I'll change my mind and give it to Dak. But if they keep going the way they're going and both of them keep going the same way, I got to go with Brock Purdy at this point.
I kind of agree with Mo. I think that because he plays in Dallas, I think that if Dallas is 13-3, if they win out, and Dak looks impressive against these teams that are above 500. I think they're going to give Dak the MVP. I think Mo is totally right. I think if Dallas win this division, which is probably second in the conference, they were probably going to give the MVP to Dak Prescott. Probably so, because that'll be a big feat to do. That'll be huge. And him and Purdy are having the kind of like they're like this, Craig.
Even though they got destroyed, even though Dak had his worst game against the 49ers, I can't.
Yeah, I think so. I think Dak is second. I think they would give it to Dak Prescott versus Brock Purdy.
I mean, he's putting up.
And if Lamar gets the number 1 seed, he's going to be up in the conversation. It's just because he's third. You know what I'm saying? So
it definitely will be close race in a while.
It's going to be close. It's going to be a close race, Craig.
In the MVP,
he's up in the rankings right now. He's third. If he wins,
no shot. To me, he has zero.
I'm telling you what the numbers.
He has 0% chance of getting that MVP.
If
I don't care what they do, how they finish. His numbers are nowhere near the numbers of
Dak. If he wins out and gets the MVP, if he has a strong finish to the season, beats the San Francisco 49ers, has a great game, and wins first seed, you can't. I don't know. It would be a conversation. If he finished off the season strong and then beats Brock Purdy head to head, you wouldn't. And Lamar.
Okay, you just said something that didn't make any sense because you contradicting yourself because you just said if he beats Brock Purdy.
No, I said if Dak, being a Dallas Cowboys quarterback, finishes second in the division, they're going to give it to Dak. I'm telling you this wholeheartedly. If Dak Prescott, because he's Dallas Cowboys quarterback, they get all these games on national TV. I'm just telling you what it is. Well, they talk about the Cowboys all the time. If Dak Prescott gets 13-3 and they win out, they're going to give him the MVP. I'm telling you, don't be shocked and surprised.
I will be shocked and surprised, especially if Brock Purdy does the same thing, go 14-3, win the division, win the best record in the NFC, and you dominated the Cowboys, how you played against them, and dominated the Eagles. I would be, and then he keeps playing the way he's playing. I would be shocked. I don't care if he was the last pick in the NFL.
Nobody said nobody even.
No. I'm not saying anybody. I'm not saying anybody said that. I'm just saying I don't care if he's the last pick in the NFL. He should not get penalized because he's on the 49ers and Dak is in Dallas. That's a stupid thing to give somebody MVP for when they've never had an MVP in Dallas be a quarterback ever.
It's like saying Ohio State quarterbacks isn't good and CJ Stroud is. Teams win MVPs all the time.
That's not what?
Different people wear MVPs. Different people wear MVPs. When's the last? That's like Lamar Jackson. When's the last Baltimore Colts quarterback? That was it. It was the Baltimore Colts. John Unitas the last one to win the MVP since Lamar. That's okay. The point is, I don't think that's a point. I don't think having not winning the MVP prior to winning MVP matters. I don't think it does.
Okay, but the head should matter.
I don't think they calculate that in MVP. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. That's all. If Dak Prescott gets a second seed and wins the division, and him and Purdy have close numbers, I'm just telling you, don't be surprised.
I would be. I just would.
Don't be, because you know what's gonna mess up Purdy. No. If CMC finishes with a strong season, and people vote CMC as well, because that's gonna happen. Because they have that 5 tier. They're gonna vote for 5 people. Okay, all right. I'm just telling you, man.
Christian McCaffrey, he was an MVP candidate. I don't think he is anymore. I think he's fallen off.
People get 5 votes. They might include him in the vote. I'm just saying. Craig, it's a possibility. That's all.
I'm not saying it.
All right, man, because I don't know. Anyway, boom. Great question, great dialogue. Craig, how far will Dallas go the rest of the season? What do you see their record being?
Let me see. I think
they got a tough. They got a mini little tough schedule.
Yeah. I mean, 1, 2.
They got mini tough.
They're 10-3. I think they go 13-4. I think they'll lose one of these games against Buffalo or Miami. That's going to drop them out of the division because Philly's got an easier schedule.
Philly has easier schedule,
and they'll finish fifth as the 5th seed, and that's pretty much. I mean, I think they can get out. I think they can go to the NFC Championship game. I had them in the Super Bowl before the season started. That's definitely a possibility. I think they're one of the 3 best teams.
Yeah,
in the NFC, but I just in terms of the regular season, I think they'll drop one of these next 2 games because they're 2 tough games back to back on the road. And I think they'll be able to go into the playoffs against the NFC South.
Yeah.
Whoever wins it.
Exactly.
I think
they're gonna punish them too. They're gonna punish whoever wins the South.
After this year, they really need to sit down and not have a talk with the owners or whatever they need to do, because they need to change this. If you win your division, you shouldn't. I mean, just because you win your division doesn't mean you
wow. Okay, I see what you're saying.
This will be the second time Dallas. Well, in my opinion, Dallas is going to have to play an NFC South team. Could be Philly as well, but I mean, even still, you have.
They're going to beat them. They're going to punish them.
You have 10+ wins against a team who has probably going to be like 8 wins, maybe 9 wins, and you're going to go on the road because they won their division. I think they need to change that out. Maybe have it like the NBA or whatever, and just, I mean, yeah, you win your division, you still get into the playoffs, but
you don't get that home game.
They need to reseed some of these teams.
So you were saying, let me see what you're saying. Like, so if this happens next year, and say everybody had the same records as happened, and we follow your new rule. So would the division winner wouldn't have nobody representing them if they're under 500?
No. Division, you still get in. Whoever wins your division,
You still get in. You would just they would have to go on the road to
if you're 8-9, you still
play
get in.
Philly or Dallas.
You just have to go on the road. At that point, you probably would be you might be the 6th seed. You might be the 7th seed. Who knows? But I don't think you deserve a home game because you're
got it.
You're the team for playing in a weak division.
So Dallas would be that
versus playing in a
4th or 3rd seed
conference.
Got it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Wow,
Dallas would be the 3rd seed in my opinion at that point.
It would be the 3rd seed.
I think they deserve a home game.
Yeah,
I think Dallas or Philly, whoever versus being a 5 seed. Or even if you're the 5 seed, just swap it out and just even though you're the 5 seed, just give them the home game. You're playing
the home game,
but you're something like that. Either that or just reseed everything because I don't think Dallas deserves to play on the road, especially after winning. If you go 13-4 and you're playing on the road with a team who has 8 wins,
maybe less. We don't know yet.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense at all. And whoever Dallas and the Eagles play,
it happened last year, so it's gonna happen again.
They're gonna punish them.
They need to figure that out.
Yeah, they're gonna punish them. Whoever they play. All right, Mo. How far do you see Dallas going this season?
Well, I'm gonna stick with my pick. I had them going Super Bowl. So I mean,
I think all of us is consistent.
I think I had them. I think I had them in the Bengals. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you had them in the Bengals. I think
Craig had one out of two is still 50%, but I mean we know one ain't gonna happen. But
yeah,
I'm gonna go with
Jake Browning, man.
Yeah, okay. But they might make the playoffs. Yeah, that's still sad. But I'm gonna go with I'm definitely gonna say Dallas. They can make the Super Bowl. I like the defense. I like the offense. I like what I'm seeing. If they're getting them 1 seed, now you're talking about it's everything goes through you. And I mean, either way, no matter what, I still feel like no matter what, they still got to be. They still going to be Philly and Dallas. I mean, they still going to be Philly and San Fran, no matter how the chips fall. I just don't see no upsets. So I see no matter what, whoever come out of the NFC is going to earn it because they're going to play the top 2 teams. I don't see no upsets. I just don't see it. So I definitely will say, I'm gonna say Dallas. I think they're gonna get them 1 seed. I think they're gonna find a way to win the NFC East and get them 1 seed.
I agree. I don't think they get the number 1. It's hard. Even if the San Francisco lose to the Ravens, they're gonna be 13-4, and then they own the tiebreaker over the Eagles and the Cowboys. I don't. Maybe it's not impossible, but I don't know. I'm not gonna go that far. I agree with Craig. I think Dallas. I think Dallas gets the 5th seed. I think they beat. We'll get to that, but I think they lose to either Buffalo or Miami. I think so. I think they dropped that 1 game, and if they tie the record with Philly, do they win the division?
No.
If
Philly wins out, they win the division.
So Philly, if Philly and the Cowboys are tied, Philly wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they have the same record and they're up right now. Yeah.
Right now, I think Dallas got it now because Dallas is 4-1 in the division, and I think Philly's 3-1. But Philly has 2 more games left. Giants twice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Have the Commanders left, but something I don't know what the tiebreaker is between them, but they said if Philly wins out, they win the division.
Got it. So, yeah. So Philly, yeah. So if they end up with the same record, who would get the tiebreaker? Would it be the Cowboys? So if the Cowboys end up 13-4 and the Eagles do, is it the Cowboys?
No, the Eagles win the Eagles. All I know is if the Eagles win out, They'll finish 14-3, and they'll win the NFC East. If both teams win out, the Eagles
would
would
be Eagles.
Yeah,
that might be. It
I
might
think
go
the
down to the
tiebreaker
conference record.
the tiebreaker might be the
Conference
record, the NFC. I don't know. It might be records in the conference or something like that. Because they both will be 5-1 in the division, but the conference record would be I guess
it might be the conference. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because the Cowboys would have lost, or they already lost 3 games in the conference. So Cardinals, 49ers, and Eagles versus the Eagles. They lost the first game with the Jets, then they lost to the Cowboys, and they lost to the 49ers.
49ers
in the conference. So it comes down to the conference.
Yep, and the Cowboys lost.
They lost 3.
They lost to the 49ers, Arizona Cardinals. That was the one that got them. Yep. And they lost to the Eagles. So it would be because the Eagles have won. Yep, the Eagles will have the number 1 seed if they finish with a tie.
Well, they'll have the division.
Yeah, they'll have the division, and then whoever has the division gonna get the number 2 seed.
If the 49ers went out,
yeah.
But they got a tough game as well in there somewhere. It's the Ravens. So
it's the Ravens. It's gonna be an interesting game because Lamar plays NFC teams really good. I can't wait for that game.
19-1, 18-1, 19-1.
Yeah, he's. We gotta see though. It's gonna be very interesting. Craig, I'm gonna start off with you. Are the Eagles in trouble?
Yeah, the Eagles are in trouble. Their defense isn't playing the same as they played last year. Jalen Hurts, I don't know how healthy he is, 100%. Their running game hasn't been. I mean, they started out running the ball pretty well in the first couple weeks. Swift, I thought Swift was going to be, a big contributor to this team. He had a couple 100-yard games in there, but I mean, the last couple weeks they just haven't been able to run the ball at all. Last week against the Cowboys, they didn't even try to run the ball at all.
Which is crazy.
So, and then you look at what happened in that game against the Cowboys, they didn't even score almost a touchdown. So, I mean, the problem was, to me, coming into that game was their defense, and their offense didn't show up. Now, granted, they played a really good defensive team on the road, but, I mean, that's back-to-back weeks where you score less than 20 points and you get blown out in both games. I think you have to be concerned. Like, the production of A.J. Brown has dropped off. At one point, he was an MVP candidate. He had 6 straight games with 125 yards in each game, and he's just been a no-show for the last couple of weeks. Like I said, the running game has been non-existent. Devontae Smith he's just been I kind of like forget that he's out there on the field sometimes. Dallas Goedert's back, but he didn't make a big impact last week. Hopefully he gets more healthy and he's able to come back. And then obviously that defense, I think Shaq Barrett was I think it may turn out to be a good signing because he's a veteran. When he's healthy, he's a really good linebacker. But the problem to me is still that secondary. The secondary is just horrible. I don't know, man. They can't cover anybody. They just, I don't know. The secondary is just not the same. The defense is not the same. You could just blame on the guy that's not there, the defensive coordinator that's not there anymore, or I don't even know if he could. I guess he could make a big difference if he's there, but like this defense is horrible. Not horrible, but I mean they're like middle of the pack, trending downward though. So fortunately, they have 4 games where I think they can get it together and go into the playoffs feeling good about themselves. But when they get there and they have to play Dallas or San Francisco again, I don't know. Right now, I think they're the 3rd best team in the NFC, and I think it's a sizable gap between Dallas and Philly. Even though Dallas hasn't played too many above 500 teams, but I don't know, man. I think Philly's in trouble, man. I just think they need to figure something out. between them and Kansas City. I don't know who's in the worst shape. If I were to pick one out of the two, I guess I probably would go Kansas City just because it's a lot more.
Yeah, they don't have 2 number 1 receivers.
Yeah, they don't have a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Philly's going to be in some trouble come playoff time.
Mo, what do you think? You think Philly is going to be? Is Philly in trouble?
I don't like the energy right now. I don't like the energy, and if you're gonna, you gotta look at it right now. Let's see what if they fall 5th, it's cool. Yeah, you fall 5th. Yeah, you might beat up on one. Might beat up on one of the you might beat up on the one of the NFC South. But it's like no matter what, you want to mess around, turn around to play. You want to turn around and play. You got to turn around and play either Dallas or San Fran second round at their place. So I think that's just a tough ass. I think that's gonna be a tough ass. So this Philly team right now, let me put it like this. I think they're in trouble, but this might be the playoffs where it's tough to bet your money. You might lose your money, you might win some money. Because it's tough, because anybody can catch fire and then you sitting there looking like a dummy. But I just don't see in Philly. I don't know if they smell themselves. I don't know if losing 2 coordinators is starting to show. But I just don't like what I see right now. Their secondary has always been an issue, but I feel like recently it's been exposed. It's truly been exposed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You know what, Craig? I would think Philadelphia is worse than the Chiefs. This is why. I don't think Jalen Hurts is healthy. You said it. I said it earlier. And he's limping, and he's a tough player. I really like Jalen Hurts. He shows a lot of heart. He's a good leader. So this is what the great quarterbacks go through. Let's see how good you are. This is the time of the year. This is why you get paid the money. This is tough. Can you put the team on his back? I think he can. But I think they're in trouble when the playoffs come in. And listen, they better not take one of these Giants games. They better take both of these games very seriously. We think it's easy. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily easy. The Giants are 5-8, and they love their quarterback. The team is playing for him. So they're 5-8. They could be 6-8 trying to go to the playoffs. That could be a big game. And if Philly defense isn't good and Giants score 21, Philly could lose that. Philly could lose. So I think they are in trouble, man. The only thing is with the Chiefs is they got a good defense. And this time of year, you have to have a good defense. If you don't have a good defense at this time of year, you're in trouble. You're in trouble because you start to lose to teams like Giants. Hey, how do we lose that game? Yeah, how did you lose that game? Your defense. You got to fix it quickly. So I think they're in trouble. I think they could lose the first game. Or I think they don't win the division. They beat up on the Falcons or the Saints or the Bucks, punish them, and then they play Dallas and lose. That's how I can see it, Philly. That's how I can see it. Because we think they got an easy schedule. I don't know. The way they've been playing, I don't know. Giants might sneak one of these games out. Because the Giants are playing really well. Dabo got those boys balling. You hear that, Chargers? Made a mistake. Made a mistake.
That's cool. But Herbert out the rest of the year, and their coach be gone. But I tell you this, though. That's an attractive job. I'm gonna say that right now.
Very attractive.
That's a very attractive job.
It's gonna be some attractive jobs because a lot of teams are gonna have. Let me ask this question, and then I'm gonna go into panic or not. Mo, you're the Bears. You finish out 8-9, 9-8. Do you trade the number one pick in the draft and build around Justin Fields? Because I can tell you, I just want to hear what both of y'all would do. I'm gonna tell you what I would do.
This is my point of view, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I know this might not be fully answering the question. I'm not upset if they draft Caleb Williams. I understand it, but if it was me,
yes, you're the GM.
If I'm the GM, I'm finding a way to get this man the full opportunity. You got 2 top 10 picks. I am getting Marvin Harrison Jr. and I'm getting one of those tackles. And let's go boogie. I feel like with Justin Fields, with proper coaching and management, and you're talking about adding DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison Jr., you have a shot. That division is not that strong. I'm sorry. I understand the Lions are who they are, but if you telling me you're going to add Marvin Harrison Jr. and DJ Moore together and one of these tackles, you got a shot that division. You got a shot at least make the playoffs. You got a shot to battle now. That's just me. But I get it if they say get rid of Fields and I'm gonna go ahead with Caleb Williams. I get it. But if it's me right now, I truly feel like you've given Fields worse a hand than what you gave Trubisky.
Craig, I see what you're saying. Craig, you're the Bears GM. You finished 8-8, 8-9 or 9-8. What you doing at the number one pick?
I'm taking Caleb.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not make this crazy. It's not be crazy.
If you take Caleb, then you reset the quarterback contract. So now you got a quarterback on a rookie deal. You don't have to worry about signing Justin Fields. I think the way Fields is playing, though, I think he deserves an opportunity to play somewhere else.
To Atlanta,
be a starter. But I just think that I think you get rid of the coach. You have the coach come in and I would assume he'll pick Caleb, and you just build around Caleb, and then you can go out and then you can take that money that you could have used to sign Justin Fields, possibly, and you use that money and you go out and you sign some free agents that want to come there and play with Caleb and come there and build around that team, especially how they've been playing the last couple of weeks, and they look competitive, and they got some defensive players out there. Obviously, you got DJ Moore on one side. I like Cole Ahmet. Is that how you say his name? The tight end. The running backs, if they could be healthy, they're pretty. They could be pretty good. I just think that I think you just got to reset the market on the quarterback and just go ahead and take Caleb, build around him. I think you have another. At this point, they're not in the top 5 anymore for the second pick, but they're still in the top 10, so they could get an offensive lineman if they wanted to. But yeah, I think this would be a perfect opportunity to. You could also, I think they would have to trade Fields, right?
Yeah.
So they could trade Fields, get some picks, and then just build around Caleb. So that's what I would do.
Yep, I'm picking Caleb. I'm giving Justin Fields an opportunity. Somebody's gonna want him. I think Atlanta should pick up the phone. Trade a pick for him. See what you got. Give him a year. See what you got. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not making that mistake. I'm not passing up. That would be the second time they pass up on a generational quarterback. No, the third time because they passed up on Deshaun Watson. We don't even know how he would have fared out, right? They passed on Patrick Mahomes.
You can't pass up on
you can't pass up on another one, guys. If Caleb goes out and wins the Super Bowl and gets all these MVPs and all pros, you're gonna feel the fan base is gonna turn. Because that's what I'm gonna say. Why you gonna pick Caleb? Craig, go into your top five. I gotta be right back. Go do your top five. I'll be right back. I got you.
You said do my top five? Oh,
Yes, sir.
all right, man. So I got a lot of issues going on with things happening in sports. I'm just irritated about. So this week I got my top 5 things in sports or topics in sports or whatever it is that are annoying me in sports today. I got 6 of them, but I'm gonna just do 5. So number 5, this is a little petty, I guess, but I don't like it when people say I don't like it when people say National Football League. I don't know why it bothers me, but it really does. Stephen A. Smith does it a lot. I don't know. He does it pretty much all the time. There are a lot of people out there that also do it. I just don't know why you just can't say NFL. I think, and matter of fact, Stephen A. Smith the other day said National Football Conference for NFC. I've never heard. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say NFC. I mean, National Football Conference when they're talking about the NFC. I can't stand it. I don't know why it bothers me, but it really does. It sounds like you're just trying to be the smartest guy in the room. But I don't like it. Can't stand it. Number 4. This is a problem with the NFL with bad teams getting primetime games. The Bears have started to turn it around in the last couple of weeks, but in the time that they were on TV a lot, they were not a good team. The Raiders is another team. I don't understand why the Raiders and the Bears have gotten so much primetime shine. And it just hasn't been this year. It's been it's been years prior to this one where bad teams have been on primetime. I get it. This year they changed it up where now not every team gets a primetime game. Okay, cool. But that doesn't mean you should put the Bears on 2 Thursday night games against the Commanders, who they played last year on Thursday night, and then you put them against the Panthers. Which I mean, I get it. Before the season starts, you have matchups and things like that, and you see teams out there that could be good. You just never know who's going to be good, who's going to be bad, or whatever it is. But I wouldn't have put the Bears in primetime because they had the number 1 overall pick, and then they traded it. But so you knew they were not going to be good. I get it. It's a year-to-year league. You can go from 2-14 or 3-4, whatever the Texans were last year to what the Texans are this year. And I get it, but some of these teams just should not be on primetime. Number 3, I have college sports realignment. This is crazy because the scope of college football, not just football, but all sports, is just getting changed around. Like the Big Ten, I think has like 18 or 20 teams. The SEC, I think, has like the same amount as well. And they also got Texas and Oklahoma. The Big Ten got USC and Oregon. The ACC got Stanford and Cal, and they've added. So they're like, I don't know, 14, 16 teams now. The Pac-12 has 2 teams. I don't even understand why you might well just disband the Pac-12 unless you're going to just wait it out until next year and get some other teams from the Mountain West or something like that, or the West Coast Conference or something, because all those teams, it's only and now you have Oregon State, whose rival is Oregon. They're not even in the same conference anymore. You have, I think, Washington State. I think it's Washington State and Oregon State are in the Pac-12 now. So it's kind of weird. I don't understand what that's about. I don't like college realignment. I'm glad Carolina and Duke are still right now in the same conference. We'll see what happens going forward, but I just like the old-fashioned rivalries. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. Maybe it'll develop to where Oregon and Michigan is a great rivalry going forward, or Texas and Alabama is a great rivalry going forward. We'll see what happens in the future, but I just don't like college football, or I don't like college sports realignment in general. Number 2 is something that's never going away, and that's the Cowboys in the media. I'm tired of the Cowboys. There was a few weeks ago after they played that Thursday night game against Seattle. The next day on Get Up for 2 hours, it was just nothing but Cowboys, which is kind of crazy to me because you have the weekend coming up, which means you have other games coming up that you could have talked about. and they really didn't talk about it. I mean, maybe they gave a little bit of time to it, maybe like 20 minutes out of the 2 hours, or with commercials. I don't know, shorter, obviously, but like it was just all Cowboys. It was just nonstop, and it just didn't make any sense. Like I could understand talking about them for a couple segments in the first hour, but you repeat it again in the second hour, and it's just like it's just regurgitating.
Must you talk about the Cowboys?
You're regurgitating just nonsense. I'm just tired of the Cowboys and how things go, and they get all the media attention, whether they're good or bad. It's worse when they're. To me, it's worse when they're bad.
Good.
It's worse when they're bad because you're still talking about a team that's bad.
That's true.
I mean, they're good.
That's true.
I can understand you talking about them, you giving them praise and all that, but it doesn't. But it won't matter because whether they're good or bad, you want to talk about them anyway. Yeah. And I'm over the Cowboys. I'm some of the fans. Some people have never even been to Dallas. I don't know, man. I don't. I mean, not saying you have to, but like. They're all over the place. It's just, I don't know. There's just an annoying fan base. And number one, things that I can't stand in sports today is Taylor Swift. I'm so sick of Taylor Swift. I really just want her to go away, honestly. Let her stick to her concerts. I'm cool with that. I just don't like her in the media all the time. I'm so sick of them turning to the suite and looking at Taylor Swift jump up, and I could care less. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing the media talk about her. I'm waiting for her and Kelsey to break up, which is going to happen. I hope it's soon. That way we can move on and just stop talking about Taylor Swift and making jokes and focusing on her, putting the camera on her. Is she at the game? Is she not? I don't care. I just want to watch football at that point. I don't care what the new Taylor Swift song is. I don't care how popular she is. I'm just over it. I'm over her. I've never been a Taylor Swift fan, so it's not like I've been, I don't know, on board at any point in time. I haven't, and I'm not. This is not helping me get on board. If you really want me to get on board, I'm not going to do it because you keep putting her on TV. I don't want to see her. So those are my top 5 things that are annoying me with sports today. I don't know. Just
James that stuff off. Nah, I definitely feel you all that.
Huh?
Nah, I said definitely feel you all that, Craig.
I'm so sick of some of this stuff, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Every time Taylor Swift enters the building,
oh my God, I'm so sick of this.
And everybody like, crazy. But I saw a thing that said they were in a relationship, like past tense, like they were in a relationship, broke up. I don't know if I'm tripping.
No, I think she was just at the game. I think they're still in a relationship.
It's only a matter of time. She's been with I don't know how many guys. So and Travis Kelce cheated on his last girlfriend, so it's only a matter of time. Allegedly, I don't know.
Oh man, we had a comment and leave the comment and leave. It says Mac Jones is. Look at this comment. Oh, wait. Look at this comment real quick. Shout out to Dorito MVP. Mac Jones is refusing to do any NFL stuff. He seems like he's done with the NFL. He's been with University of Alabama all along. Oh, I didn't know that, but I mean, unfortunately, I wouldn't do that if I was him. I would try to.
I wouldn't, but mental health is real, and when you've been bounced back and forth, starter, non-starter, bench, sometimes it can really mess with you.
Man, that happens to every quarterback. I don't want to hear that. I'm
not giving a pass. I want y'all to think I'm giving a pass, but I feel like when you've been yo-yo like that, I'm not giving a pass. But what I'm saying is I get it with the mental health issues we've been seeing in the NFL, college football, college basketball. I get it. I'm not giving them a pass, but I get it.
I guess it's tough when you go to a winner, but this is the stuff like this that leads to the bad attitude. Like, you're not playing well, you got beat out, and now you're not going to be with the team. You can't operate in the NFL like that.
I don't know,
Craig, what about you?
I mean, I don't agree with him going to Alabama. If that's what happened,
If that's what happened, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't agree with him
fact
going
check
to
this.
Alabama. I think he needs to stay with the. I think he needs to stay with the team. Like he needs to stay with the team and rally around Zappy. Be that teammate. That's just be a good teammate. He was a good teammate for you when you were the starter. Now the roles are reversed, and you're not the starter anymore. Now I think it's time for you to just be a grown up and be supportive of your teammate. That's all you got to do. I wouldn't want that type of. It's kind of the same thing happened with supposedly happened with the Jets. So
Yep.
I mean he didn't leave, but he said he wasn't going to play, or supposedly, allegedly, I guess, wasn't going to start or whatever it is. So they need to figure that out, man, because that's not a good look. It's not a good look for him, for Mac Jones, especially he's a first round pick, so he's going to get another opportunity somewhere.
He is.
At least to compete for a starting job. So
I like Mac Jones.
this just doesn't seem like a good look for him. If this
I don't know. We gotta fact check it, but
I mean, they didn't really build a.
I haven't seen anything that he went back to.
To his credit, they didn't build around him at all. They didn't give him any wide receivers. He has a running back, but he hasn't. He dropped off this year. And there's other guys he throws the ball to. I mean, I guess they thought Juju was going to be good. He finally had a good game last week.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh for the first time seemed like since Kansas City days.
Since Kansas City.
So, I mean, but he just hasn't had anybody on that team, especially when Bourne went down, and it hasn't been the same. And then there's the other guy went down, the rookie. So Douglas, I think.
Who?
No,
Cunningham.
No, Demario Douglas, or how do you say his name, for the rookie for the Patriots, the rookie wide receiver. He's been out for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he came back.
He did he?
No, I don't know. I think
Demario Douglas.
So he said it's just a rumor around Crimson Tide social media pages. I don't know. I think Mac Jones. I think he gets another shot. I think he gets another shot in the NFL.
He's crying to his dad, Nick Saban, or something. Like, what's going on here? What are you doing? Time to be a grown up.
You can't do that, because then that's not.
Get off the pacifier.
Yeah, just work harder. I mean, that's the only thing I can just say. Unfortunately, man.
I mean, I would do that in the off season. Just go down there, and it's like people from Miami with the Hurricanes used to go down there in the off season and practice with the team, practice with each other in general, former teammates that played with the University of Miami, but like not during the season. Granted, your team ain't going to go anywhere, but just not a good look. But you ain't gonna hear about it, because all you're gonna hear about is Dallas. And
yeah, you're right. You might not hear about it. It might be happening. It might. So he might take the Trent Richardson route and quit the NFL and play for the Alabama Pro team.
Oh, you talking about the XFL? Not XFL.
The Canadian League? USFL? Oh, Trent Richardson plays in the USFL?
Who? Oh, I don't know. I just know they have a Birmingham team down in.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Alliance of American Football. Birmingham Iron.
I guess they merged with the XFL, but at the time they had. I think they won the championship the last 2 seasons, or at least I know they won it once. In the USFL.
Birmingham.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, he said Birmingham Iron. Yeah, yep. All right, so is it time to press the panic button or not? Now, listen, guys. The Patriots are not on here. Regular teams that have constantly brought up that get the number one pick on here. It's okay. Teams of backup quarterbacks, you're not going to be on here because you don't need to panic because you have a backup quarterback. Yeah, it is what it is. But this is a panic for the Steelers. And the reason I have him on here, there we go. See, Birmingham Stallions. But the reason I have the Steelers on here is I don't know if Kenny Pickett is a franchise quarterback. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. And the crazy thing is, I don't know if they're willing to part with Kenny Pickett because Kenny Pickett isn't a good NFL quarterback. And I don't know if the Steelers say, hey, you know what? You know, he's good enough. We're going to give him another year. What? You can't give him another year? Do you know how many touchdowns he has on the season? 6 touchdowns. Kenny Pickett has 6 touchdowns. You know how many games he's played in? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 games. He's thrown 6 touchdowns in 12 games. He's
bad.
only thrown 2 touchdowns in 1 game this season.
It's not bad, man.
That is crazy. They need a quarterback. So, yes, it's panic time for them. And I don't know if they make the playoffs.
May not.
I don't know.
That Patriots loss hurt them.
That Patriots loss hurt them bad.
Especially for a team that scored
Hurt them bad.
20 points in 3-4 weeks or something.
It's just panic time for them, man. It's just panic time, man. And another team I think I'm gonna have on here are the Jets, and I'm gonna have them on here again because this is a terrible franchise. First of all, why would they even bench? Why don't you just listen? If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, just keep Zach Wilson at quarterback. Stop benching him and replacing him, benching him, bringing him back. Boyle's gonna start. No, just start Zach Wilson. Just start him all year. See now that's not fair to him. That's ridiculous. He's not starting. In 2 weeks he starts and he wins. And it's like, yo, just let him start. You're already down there in Rodgers. Why you keep benching Zach Wilson? He sucks. Guess what? Just like there's no point of benching him, bringing him back, benching him, bringing him back. That's ridiculous, guys. Just start him the rest of the year. You're already here. You weren't going to the playoffs. So just start him all year. See what you have in him at least. And we all know what he is. He's not a good quarterback, but don't bench him. Don't bench him. She said Zach Wilson is getting traded. I don't even think. I mean, I hope they trade him. That'll be a good move, but that's not happening because Aaron Rodgers is not going to let it happen. They're not going to trade Zach Wilson. They're going to keep Zach Wilson because Aaron Rodgers says so. Aaron Rodgers has a lot of power with that organization. So they're going to bring Zach Wilson back, and they're going to believe in Zach Wilson 2 years from now when Aaron Rodgers is retired. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to be the same quarterback we saw this year. So Patriots fans, be happy if you draft Drake May because at least you'll be able to compete in the division with good quarterbacks. That's all. And not really no panic time for the Packers. No panic time for the Eagles. These teams have winning records. Chargers lost their quarterback. We saw it with the Raiders and Vikings. We know who they are. We know who they are, guys. Look at the score. So yeah, that's it. It's a quick
what was
it? No, man. What do you think of the Kenny Pickett take? I don't think Kenny Pickett shouldn't have been drafted. in the first round.
Okay.
He said, "What do you think of Kenny Pickett?" I was like, "I think he's not a good quarterback." He's a good quarterback.
I mean,
do you think
off the line is this?
Do you think he's a good quarterback?
Kenny Pickett? No, I don't think he's.
I don't think he's horrible.
He's so flashes last year. This year, he's taking a huge step back. The offensive line isn't that good. I thought their running game would be better with.
I thought they were going to be a better team.
And Harris, I don't know about a better team. I didn't have them in the playoffs. I think they overachieved to me because they were 7-4 or something like that.
They have been overachieving.
So I think they were overachieving because especially when you get outscored in your first 9 games, like you don't have you're just getting out and you're still able to win games, and then they fired their offensive coordinator, and then the next game they had like 400 plus yards of offense, and it looked like okay, even though Pickett didn't really do much, but the loss to the Patriots, that's just ridiculous. So I think after that loss to the Patriots, I think they're done. But
that's a ridiculous loss.
They have guys you can throw the ball to. Fairmouth, he just came back recently. Pickens, and you have Johnson, and you even have Allen. Well, Allen Robinson's been I forgot he was even on the squad, but he's on the squad too. You have 2 really good running backs, or at least on paper. Although Warren has come along, Harris, he's been hit or miss. But the offensive line is terrible. The defense is still really good. But man, Kenny Pickett, man, they got to figure something out because this could be Tomlin's first losing season. So, I actually thought about possibly putting him in the coach of the year a few weeks ago because he was overachieving with it. I personally didn't think it was going to go anywhere, but they've
overachieved,
regressed. Or they did, especially how they were winning games with not outscore or outgaining the opponent.
Yes,
but man, who else is going to be able to coach a team to actually do that? Not many, and they're doing it. And then the last couple of weeks, the true Steelers come out, who I thought they were, and look at them. And then they got a tough game this week. I don't think man.
We're gonna talk about that. Mo, Kenny Pickett. What do you think about Kenny Pickett, man?
I don't think he's the guy, but at the same time, who is the guy? So it's a trick bag. Right now, looking at it, sometimes you can look at it and be like, oh, it's a quarterback. But this team is like, what do you pick? Is the coordinator? Is the quarterback? Is the talent? What do you pick? Because right now you can bring any coordinator here. Is it the quarterback? But where Pittsburgh's sliding at right now, unless they're gonna get him out there in free agency, what quarterback can really turn it around?
Yeah,
because now
they might have to draft.
Because if you go out there right now and say, okay, let's go out there right now and say Pittsburgh in a trip back where you got to show your hand on what you think it is. Because either you want to get a coordinator and stay with Pickett, or you want to get a coordinator and say we can find a quarterback in free agents that can do better than Pickett, and we're going to blame it all on Pickett and say, listen, we can get a coordinator, we're going to get Pickett, and we feel like any quarterback right now is going to be better than Pickett with the talent we have right now.
Okay, I'm going to let Craig answer this one. Carito MVP says Kenny Pickett didn't play up the competition in college. They didn't play NFL defenses like Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Washington, Texas, LSU. Pitt's faced teams like UAB South, Alabama, Troy, Jack State, not NFL talent. Do you agree with that, Craig?
I do agree, but there's also quarterbacks out there like Josh Allen who went to Wyoming. Yeah, he didn't play SEC talent either. He's just a better quarterback to me. He's just a better talented quarterback than Kenny Pickett.
And good coaching that build him up, and good coaching that around him that build him up.
Yeah, so there's a couple guys like Jared Goff is another one, Like some guys, I'm like, you have to go to a big school because you see guys that went to Ohio State prior to CJ Stroud, who didn't really do anything in the NFL. I just don't think Kenny Pickett is that good. I mean, it was a weak quarterback class anyway.
Yeah,
had to go in the first round. And then you didn't have another quarterback go into round 3, so that was just a tough quarterback class. I mean, none
of them look good. None of them.
Looking back on it, yeah. Looking back on it, CJ Stroud. Kenny Pickett was a reach.
Yeah,
I think if you redrafted it, he'd probably go in like the third at this point.
Yeah,
I just don't think he hasn't shaped out to be that guy. I mean, Steelers to me are going to be looking for a quarterback next year, especially if they don't get into the. He has, like you said, he has 6 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
That's inexcusable.
That's crazy.
2023,
That's crazy.
2024 NFL, just like that 3-0 game that we saw with the Chargers. Who was it? The Chargers and the Raiders or Vikings?
No, the Raiders and Vikings.
Raiders and Vikings. Chargers and Patriots were 6.
Vikings and the Raiders. That's inexcusable in today's NFL.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys. Now it's time to go to great. All right, Mo, I'm gonna start off with you because you said you picked it. Who is your crazy upset?
They could get Justin Fields.
I picked it. Let me go back. Hold on. I picked it.
Good.
All right, hold on. I gotta see it again.
Could get Justin Fields. I can see that.
I can see it.
Scroll down.
See, I told you the Falcons. I'm telling you, I think he fits good with the Falcons, man. I think that's a perfect situation.
I think he's perfect. I think he could work in Pittsburgh too.
He could work in Pittsburgh
with the coach.
Yeah,
that's a really good.
He's that type of player that. Yeah,
right, it's no. All right, so it's no crazy upset here, but because of where they're at and because this team fighting for a division title, and I know some people will be like, "Well, that's not crazy upset," but I'm still gonna call it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Giants over the Saints.
He stole mine.
So that's good.
I get it. I get it. People say it's not crazy upset, but where the Giants is at and the Saints tied for first place, it's still kind of where the Giants at personnel wise. I still feel like Saints has been loafing. They've been playing up and down. Yeah, I got Giants over the Saints.
Oh, that's an upset because I think the Saints are 6.5.
Yeah, it's 6 point favorite. Yeah, it's 6 point favorite.
Yeah, so that's a big upset. That's what I was going to pick, though.
Pick it.
I got to be a little bit. I mean, so I am picking the Giants over the Saints, but I think I'm going to pick. I mean, really, there's really no big, giant, huge upset.
None. All these teams are crazy.
All these are really kind of close. You know what? I'm going to go Bears over the Browns.
I thought about that. I fought over that. I was like,
Browns play bomb at home, though.
Yeah, they do, but I mean, I got to pick something. And the Bears have played pretty well the last couple of weeks. They beat a really good Lions team. They even went toe-to-toe with the Lions a few weeks ago. They should have won that game. It doesn't really help them in terms of their draft status for their second pick in the first round, but I think they have an opportunity to go into Cincinnati or to go into Cleveland and steal one. Plus, Justin Fields is playing for his next team, I guess, or his next season, I guess. So
because if he has a winning record this season, we don't know what they're gonna do. Don't know what they're gonna do.
Nah,
I know what I would do. We know what you would do. I would draft Caleb Williams and let Justin Fields go wherever he wants to go.
I would trade him.
I would trade him like, hey, man, you want to go to the Falcons, the Steelers? You know what I'm saying?
You might get like a third-round pick.
You might get a third.
Unless he balls out for the rest of the season.
If he balls out, you might get a second.
You might get a second. You might reach.
You might. But you got to talk about it.
14 is desperate.
I think that I can't do that. And that Giants and Saints was a good one. You know what? It's a couple on here. I wanna go crazy, but I don't wanna. I'm not gonna do that. That's not good upset. Damn, that's not a good upset either. All right, you know what? I gotta put it out there. I think that damn. You know what? No, they're gonna punish them. That's a very interesting one. I'm gonna jump out there. I got the Cardinals beating the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh my god.
It's gotta be crazy, Craig. Y'all pick two good ones. The Giants and the Saints, and then you pick the Browns, the Bears and the Browns. I can't go anything else out there. Everything out there is so close. I gotta go crazy. I don't want to. Either I'm gonna pick that or the Patriots over the Chiefs.
Hey,
I gotta pick one of those. I'm gonna pick the Cardinals.
Hey, is Buffalo being favored over Dallas more? People thinking Dallas going to sleepwalk, and Buffalo on a mission. They trying to make playoffs. They desperate still.
I think Buffalo. I think Dallas.
They're 2.5-point favorite.
They at home. I think. I'm
at home.
Yeah, home.
All right. Home. That's probably why.
It's probably going to be cold. It's outside game.
Snowing.
Dallas plays a lot better at home. That's my guess. But I mean, if they were in, I don't know. This is going to be that's going to be a interesting game.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Yeah, it is. I can't wait for it. I'm gonna take Colin Sexton over Jonathan Kuminga. Oh, I don't know. No. Anyway,
I said he got banned on the.
He got banned on. Nah, we don't care about. You can say as long as it's respectful, man. Every sports take is a sports take. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Now we got who you got. This one is kind of very interesting, man. I kind of mixed it up, and we're gonna get this one out of the way very early. But I guess I kind of had to put it on there. But we're gonna do this one first, and I can start off with it. Yeah, I guess so. Steelers versus the Colts. It's a big playoff game. This is a playoff game. And it's in Indianapolis. For the coaching, I got Shane Steichen, man. He's been doing a good job. He has been in playoff contention with Gardner Minshew. That's pretty good. He's a good coach, yo. I gotta give it to him. The Eagles had some good coaching. I kind of gotta give him. I kind of gotta give it to him because I like Tomlin, but I just think that they're going in opposite directions. Like, I'm not picking Gardner Minshew over Kenny Pickett at the beginning of the year. That's all I'm saying, guys. I thought Kenny Pickett would be better than Gardner Minshew, but I don't know. Gardner Minshew might be a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett. And that might be because of coaching. So I got to give it to Shane Steichen. I love Tomlin, but that Patriots loss was tough, man. That was tough. Anyway, so then for the offense, I got the Colts. I got the Colts on offense. I like Alex Pierce. I like Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor. Now here's the thing about the Steelers offense. Even if they had Kenny Pickett, I probably would still pick the Colts because the offense is non-existent. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But the Steelers' offense is not good. Defense, I would go Steelers, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Steelers. Um, they should have all pros at each level, right? You got TJ Watt, who's always playing good. Minka Fitzpatrick, who's been always good. So I expect Pittsburgh defense is better than the Colts. Now I don't know who has an overall better defense. I definitely will let you know of who has the overall better defense in the NFL. It might go to the Colts. Let's see. Complete defense. And it is. No, the Steelers have a better defense than the Colts. Yes. Good. I was right. All right. So, and then overall, to be honest with you, man, we talked about the Steelers earlier, and I just don't think they have a good offense. The defense is really. This isn't the time of year, guys, in the NFL that when you start losing games to teams that have records below 500. You should not do it because all games matter at this point in the season. If it's early in the season, I understand that. But guess what, guys? You cannot lose to the Patriots at this time of the year. I think that was a big loss for them, and I think the Colts win. And I don't think the Steelers offense can score any points. I think this one is over 35-20. Colts win in big one. Mo, Steelers versus Colts. Who you got?
Coaching. I'm gonna go Mike Tomlin, and I know what everybody's saying with the coach, but when you have a team who has gone through, especially when you're a defensive coach, and to deal with the different situations, everything going on, it's been a masterful job. It's been a job where he's had to, still build. Like, it's tough to come in there every day as a defensive coach and not look at the offense and say, look here, we're doing our job, but when are you going to give us something? Like, when are you going to give us something? Like, it hasn't been consistent. We've had to bail us out. They're basically where they're at because of defense. Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
And as a defensive coach, though, to keep even keel and push everybody and still be able to still pull the strings like he has, it's been a great job. Sometimes people quit on you. Sometimes people be like, you get a lot of blow-ups. And even I heard recently that's why they had to fire the OC, because the offense had a blow-up and Minka Fitzpatrick and them had to hold people back. And there was a lot going on in that locker room because the defense players had enough. They're like, well, how long are we going to keep holding y'all jockstrap? How long are we going to keep holding y'all bag for y'all? How long are we going to keep holding the string? Y'all not holding y'all into the body. So it's hard. Offensively, I'm going to go to Colts. Pittman and the other weapons I feel like have been better overall. Mitchell, he has his moments, but he's played way better than any quarterback they got on Pittsburgh got on their roster. I'm just being real.
All right.
Defensively, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because they're at least Colts offense giving them something. Pittsburgh offense not giving them anything. It's just been ridiculous. But that being said, everything I said, I just feel like Pittsburgh ain't got nothing to give offensively. I feel like Colts gonna make more plays. But I'm gonna be respectful. I think I'm gonna go Colts 24-17.
Mo, let me tell you and Craig something. Gardner Minshew has started 1, 2, 3, 5 games. He's thrown for 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's thrown for more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Craig. I just had to point that out. That's crazy.
Okay,
That's
so
a crazy stat.
coaching, I'm going with Mike Tomlin. I just think I didn't really have any high expectations for either one of these teams, but I think the job being outgained in 9 straight games to start the season, and then having the offense be the way it is, kind of going back and forth between quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett's been hurt here and there. I don't know. I just think that he's got this team, to me, overachieving. And I think they play in a tougher division compared to the AFC South. So you got at least 4 teams that are competing for a playoff spot in the whole AFC North. So, and up until the last couple of weeks, I mean, they lost back-to-back games to the Cardinals and to the Patriots. I don't know how, but they did. The team to me is just slightly better. So I'm taking, or not better, but slightly taking the coach slightly over Steichen and the Colts. Although,
it could be close.
To Steichen's credit, he's done it pretty much with a backup quarterback. Now, granted, he's a veteran. Jonathan Taylor missed the first 4 games, and he's missed the last 2 games. So they got rid of Shaq Leonard, Darius Leonard, whatever. So you got to give him credit for riding the ship and having the team right now being 7-6 as well. And both teams are 6 and the Steelers are 6, the Colts are 7. So this is going to be a tough game if you want to make the playoffs. Offense is not even close. It's the Colts. Pittman is having a phenomenal season. Zach Moss, he's the first 4 games he was running the ball pretty well, and then some reason they just stopped. I get it. You got Jonathan Taylor, you paid him, but I just think the way Zach Moss is running, you should have given him the ball a little bit more, or at least, if not, maybe not do like a 50-50 split, but maybe like a 60-40 or something. Because Zach Moss was balling out. I mean, you just stopped him you just stopped everything that he had going on and put him on the back burner. It's because Jonathan Taylor came back. But like I said, I get it because he's the number 1 guy there, but like you gotta reward Zach Moss for the job he was doing while Taylor was out. But I do like the way that Gardner Minshew has, I guess, commanded the huddle and taken over for Anthony Richardson. He hasn't played poorly, but he hasn't played phenomenal either. But he's been serviceable. He's been manageable. He's been managing the team. So I got to give him credit. I mean, you look over there at that Steelers offense, and it's just, I mean, I have no words for it. It's just it's horrible. Defense, I'm going with the Steelers, even though I think TJ Watt, he had a concussion, or he's in concussion protocol, or the league is looking into it.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be able to play this week because they're definitely going to need him. But overall, I'm picking the Steelers defense slightly. This is a must-win game for both teams. I mean, all games are must-wins, but like this is getting to the point where there's no more margin for error at this point in time in the season with the 4 weeks left. So you can't really make too many. You can't make too many mistakes, especially with how tight it is. Teams 6 through 11, all at 7 and 6. This is going to be a tight, fun, interesting race the rest of the season. And one of the games is this game. So, Steelers aren't playing well. They just lost back-to-back games to 2 bad teams who are probably 2nd and 3rd in terms of the draft coming up this year, the number 2 picks. So that's not a good look. This is going to be a road game on a Saturday, a short week, so they got to travel. Not that far of a travel for them, but actually they've had a little bit of rest because they played on Thursday. So I take that back. But this is going to be a tough game. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts 27-14.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I love that you said that because this is the time of year that, guys, we're gonna see some really. And I said it 3 weeks ago. I said this is the time of year we're gonna start seeing separation. This is gonna see because everybody's hurt, everybody's dealing with injuries. The bye weeks are done. This is what football is about. Mo, Broncos versus Lions. Who you got?
Broncos versus Lions. Coaching. I'm gonna go Sean Payton. They turned around. The coaches turned around. They started rough, but Sean Payton's turned around. He got his team playing well. The defense was absolutely atrocious. First part of the season. Now they're looking like the defense that we saw in earlier times. Russell Wilson's playing with confidence. The receivers are catching the ball. I love the job he's done. Defensively, this is tough. I'm still gonna go with Lions. I mean, defensively, I'm still going with Lions. Their pass rush, Aiden Hutchinson. I think some of the other pieces are gonna step up. Offensively, I'm still gonna go to Detroit. I mean, I think Jared Goff, Jameson Williams, Gibbs, Montgomery, the weapons they have, they got to come all together eventually.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough game. I like to push the envelope. I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit. I'm gonna go Denver. I'm gonna go Denver 27-20.
Okay. Craig. Broncos versus Lions. Who you got?
Coaching, I'm going Campbell. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick with Campbell. I kind of want to change it just because of the job that
Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton. Dang, his name blanked on me. The job that Payton has done in the last 7 games or so.
Yeah.
The team has won 6 of the last 7. They look like a different team that started out the season 1-5.
Crazy.
But I gotta kind of take that into account for the whole season and how they started and how they could have been if they had just started out the way that they're playing now. You never know, but I think they could have been a better team. I had them on the fringe of making the playoffs before the season started.
Mm-hmm.
So they were right there in the 8, 9, 10 range, and that's pretty much what they are right now. So I got them there, but I think the job that Campbell's done, even though it was kind of expected, the job he's done this season, they're 9-4. The team looks pretty good. They look like they're going to go into the playoffs. I mean, they lost some games that they shouldn't have lost, but I'm going with Campbell slightly. Offense, I got to go with the Lions. I think the Lions' offenses look pretty good for the most part. Gibbs and Montgomery are a really good combination in the backfield. I think they need to find another receiver opposite St. Brown. I thought Williams was going to be that guy. He really hasn't emerged.
No, he hasn't.
The most part since coming back from his suspension. I think
they got a good tight end.
Sam Laporta is really good. He stepped up in the absence of Hawkinson after they traded him last year. And Jared Goff he's looked pretty good. He had a nice run there early in the season, not throwing a pick and things like that. But he's kind of come back down to earth these last couple of weeks. But I would still take him. Russell Wilson, he's got the team playing well, but his numbers, he's not putting up phenomenal numbers. Jerry Jeudy, I don't even know. He's just an afterthought. Steve Smith called him out a few weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, he's still pretty much just a guy, pretty much. What do you say, 4th tier, 3rd tier? Something like that. So that's
he's probably going to get traded.
He just hasn't developed or he hasn't looked good this season. Sutton looks pretty good. Williams is good, but I got to go with that Lions offense. Defense, I'm going with the Broncos at this point. Overall, the Lions defense has had a better season. They have a better, in terms of yards per game, they are better. But out of the last 7 weeks, that Broncos defense looks, I mean, they just look like a different team compared to and I know that 70-point game has a lot to do with it. And then the week before that, they lost to the Commanders. They gave up 35. So those games back-to-back have a lot to do with how bad the defense is. But the last 7 weeks, they've given up 17, 9, 22, 20, 12, 22, and 7. So, I mean, the most points they've given up is 22. So, I mean, their defense looks a lot better. If this was the defense that started the season, this could be a playoff team. I mean,
They
granted,
could be competing for the division.
they still have a chance to win the playoff. That might be a little pushing it right there, but I can understand. They did beat the Chiefs once, but this is going to be a tough game for them because it's on the road. Granted, last week they went on the road against the Chargers in a division game, and they got a break by having Herbert mess up his finger, so he wasn't able to fully complete the whole game. So the Lions after last week and how they just, I don't know, man, they should have lost to the Bears twice if you think about it, but they were able to bounce back against the Lions, against the Bears the first time. They weren't able to do it this last time. I think they need to get this win at home because you don't want to go into the playoffs and just limp into the playoffs or kind of back in, even though I think they're going to win the division easily. But like you just don't want to look like a team that's not prepared and that's not playing well. So I think the Lions are going to get this win. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game or maybe like in the 20s. So give me the Lions 24-20.
Man, I think this is going to be a good game. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm excited to see. I think it's going to be a defensive game. But let's go to the coaching. I might have to give it to Sean Payton. Just the fact that he turned it around. Like, he has Denver could make the playoffs. I think they might. They're playing pretty good. They will be like the third team that started out 2-5 to go to the playoffs. I think he's tough for me. That's tough. I think I gotta go Sean Payton with the coach. What he did, turn around Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's not having a bad year. At this point in time, all the quarterbacks, I'm taking Russ. I'm taking Russ. This is gonna be a second year in the system. They have a good team. They about to build on it. Courtney Sutton is playing good. They got a good running back, good defense. I think they just keep drafting well, and they've built the winning culture. So I think they're gonna have a good team. Good team moving forward. The offense, I gotta go with the Lions just because of who they have and who's playing. I think Jared Goff has just played just a little bit better football than Russ has. But I if you look at their offense, I think Josh Reynolds is a decent receiver, but Amon St. Brown and Sam Laporta are phenomenal. They're phenomenal. And they got a great, and then they got Gibbs and Montgomery. That's it. I don't know what's going on with Jamison Williams. I don't know. Craig. I thought it would be better. But offense, I gotta have Detroit. I like what Russ is doing, but he doesn't have that. And maybe it's because of Jerry Jeudy, but Jerry Jeudy's about an offense. He hasn't been playing. He's going to get traded. Maybe he just needs a new scenery. Kansas City will probably take him. Probably better than all those receivers. Golly. Anyway, I don't know yet, though. I don't know. But he'll get traded, and maybe he's good. Maybe he's not. We don't know. Maybe he needs a new scenery. So we'll see next year. Defense, I gotta go Denver. I think Denver's defense is better than the Lions. The Lions have been leaky all season, and I gotta just go with Denver. And Craig, the last 5 games they haven't given up over 22 points. That's tough to do. And they're in the playoff hunt. Gotta go with Denver. I gotta go with Denver's D. That being said, at this point in time in the season, this is going to have a playoff type atmosphere. I don't think the Lions have a good enough team to beat the Broncos. I don't see the Lions winning. I mean, like, oh, great teams don't lose back to back. I think the Lions lose this, and then they probably win out. I don't know. They got Minnesota, Dallas, and Minnesota. What we say earlier, this isn't the time. I think they're going to win a division, though. But there's no gimme games on that list. There's no gimme games. So I think they lose Denver to Denver. I think it's a great game. 27-24. Denver wins. All right. Craig, I'm going to start off with you. You always beat the Cowboys. You too. Cowboys versus Bills. Who you got?
Okay. Coaching, I'm going with Mike McCarthy. I mean, obviously the team hasn't played too many winning teams, but they're 10-3. The offense looks really good. The defense looks really good.
Yeah.
On the other side, you got the Bills have been kind of up and down. Maybe this last win over the Chiefs is gonna be able to get that team going in the right direction, but it may be too little, too late because we only got 4 games left, and they're in a tight playoff race with 5 or 6 other teams with the same record. So, maybe they waited too long to get it together, or whatever the case may be. But I think that there is panic time for that team, man. They got to do, because this team has too much talent, and Josh Allen's MVP candidate and everything like that. So they got to figure something out. McCarthy, though, he's done a great job, man. I mean, there hasn't been too many issues in terms of how the team has got a lot of penalties. I remember a couple years ago the Cowboys led the league in penalties. There was always talk about McCarthy and his time management, and obviously there's still talk about him not being able to win, but just in terms of the regular season and what they've been able to do so far this season, he's got the team playing like a top 2, top 3 team in the whole NFL. So I got to go with McCarthy for the coach. Offense is tough because the Bills still have a really good offense. But I'm going with Dak just because I think Dak is playing. Between him and Brock Purdy, they're playing
elite football,
the best in terms of at playing the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of the difference. You got CeeDee Lamb on one side, you got Stephon Diggs on the other side. So those kind of cancel each other out. You got Davis on one side, and you got Cooks on the other side. I mean, neither one of those guys are dynamic number 2s, but excuse me,
they're decent.
You kind of cancel those guys out. You got Kincaid on one side, Ferguson on the other side for tight ends. The running backs, you got Pollard on one side and Cooks on the other side. So, offensive lines, I would probably go Dallas offensive line. And then obviously it comes down to the quarterback. And I think Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. But in this point in time, Dak Prescott is playing better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I think he leads the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
And Dak Prescott leads the league in touchdowns. Last year, Dak Prescott had 15 interceptions, but that was an outlier type season. This is the Dak Prescott that we've come to know. Him not turning the ball over. So
totally agree.
I got to go with the Cowboys offense. Defense, I'm going with the Cowboys again. The Bills just have too many injuries on defense. I mean, Bland is having a Pro Bowl season. You could argue that he could be Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's in the conversation. Michael Parsons is definitely up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephon Gilmore, the job that he did last week against AJ Brown was, he's in his 30s and he looked like he was the best corner in the league last week. So I mean, it's going to be hard to get past that Dallas defense. Now this is a road game for Dallas. So I think all their losses have come on the road, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So this is going to be another tough game for them. I think last week Buffalo was in that type of mentality where they needed to win, and nothing's changed. They're still in that mentality where they need to win. Dallas, they don't need to win, but in order for them to get home field, they need to win. But this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be. I would say it's going to be a game that's going to be high scoring, and I'm really interested in it. But I said that about the Eagles and the Cowboys. Wow. 49ers and the Eagles. Blowout.
It was high score. It was a blowout.
But then you get games like Jacksonville and Cleveland, who you're not even paying attention to, and it's a close game. So
it's a close game. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit out here and say this is going to be a high scoring game or whatever it is. It's going to be a close game or anything like that because it's probably going to be a blowout. But I am picking Buffalo just because they're at home. That's the only reason why I'm picking them.
Okay.
I think Dallas is the better team. I think Dallas, if they were in Dallas, I think they win probably 9 times out of 10. But this is going to be a road game for Dallas. You know what? I'm going Dallas. I changed my mind. I got Dallas. Give me Dallas.
Thank you. You gave your senses.
No, it's just I got them losing one of these next 2 games, and then it's just between Miami and Buffalo. So I gotta go with. I don't think they're gonna lose both. So I'm just gonna pick one of the 2 games, and I'm picking. Yeah. They're gonna win this game. So give me Dallas, 30-27. 31-27.
31-27. Mo. Cowboys versus Bills. Who you got?
All right, coach, I'm gonna go Mike McCarthy. I think the offense is playing at a confidence we haven't seen in a while. Dak is at an all-time high. CeeDee Lamb, they're finding ways to get CeeDee Lamb the ball. They're spreading it around. They're getting it to Gallup. They're getting it to Cooks. They're getting to tight ends. I just love what I see. Defensively, I'm gonna go Dallas. Parsons, Bland. I love what Lawrence. I love what I see. Bills is picking it up a little bit, but I love what I see. Coaching, I'm gonna go McCarthy. So I felt like a lot of pressure was on him after he fired Moore, after they let go of Moore. And he's lived up to it. That offense looked like they got confidence that we haven't seen in years. They look like they're having fun. They're confident. They're well coached. The penalties is cut down. That's one thing. The time management. A lot of the issues we had with their offense has been fixed, or it's been fixed because it looks like it's been fixed. Let's just say that.
It looks like
let's see what the playoffs bring. Let's see what the playoffs brings. That being said, I feel like Buffalo's desperate. They see what the writing on the wall, what the other teams are doing, and what's going on. So I'm gonna pick Buffalo at home. I'm gonna pick Buffalo 35-31.
All right. Okay. Low. I get it. You're drinking the Buffalo Kool-Aid juice like everybody else. Vegas, the media. You like blue Kool-Aid. The raspberry blue must be your favorite color. Because I'm telling you this right now, Mo. We're gonna get to it. Let's just go down. And so coaching, I gotta go Mike McCarthy. And no, Mo, they're not gonna fire Mike McCarthy. It doesn't matter. He's a good coach. You keep him. You keep a coach that gets you 12 wins a year. You just keep him. You can't fire somebody who wins me 12 wins and gets to the divisional playoffs or even the Super Bowl. You can't. I can't, because then, like, why break that up? It's hard. It's hard to win in the NFL, right? Mike McCarthy has these guys playing very well. I just got to go coaching him. Sean McDermott, I don't know. It's been some things coming out. He doesn't take the just some things came out I didn't like about Mike McCarthy. It was a report. He tried to motivate the team by comparing them to be like the 9/11 bombers. It's just weird for him to say that. He doesn't take accountability. Him and Josh Allen have no relationship. We see how that goes, right? We see how it goes, but the GM said they're not firing him. The players want him fired. So you don't hear that in Dallas because I don't think Mike McCarthy's that type of coach. I think Mike McCarthy's a better coach than him. Offense, like Craig said, the offenses are pretty even, but I'm going Cowboys. I think Dak is playing at a phenomenal level. He's playing phenomenal this year. And guess what, Cowboy fans? Y'all going to have to pay him. If he gets y'all to the Super Bowl and gets second in MVP or wins the MVP, you got to pay Dak. There's no way you can't. You're going to have to pay him. And shout out to Dak for getting paid. Josh Allen leads the league in interceptions, guys. That's it. Defense, Cowboys. Gilmore locked A.J. Brown up. Micah Parsons is going to wreak havoc. They still have DeMarcus Lawrence. Deron Bland is playing bomb. And guess what Deron Bland is going to do this Sunday? He's going to get a pick six because that's what Josh Allen does. The Bills are not a good team, guys. They're not. They're going to lose to the Cowboys. Craig seen it. He was like, okay, if I got to pick one to beat the Cowboys, it'll be the Dolphins in Miami. I can see that. But I can't see them losing to Buffalo. If they're going to lose one of those games, because they're not going to lose both, they're going to beat Buffalo Bills. And I think the Buffalo Bills aren't as good as everybody thinks that they are. That's it. And guess what the temperature is going to be on Sunday in Buffalo, Craig?
Cold.
48 degrees, cloudy, no rain, 11 miles winds. That's in the south. So it's a really nice day for Buffalo at this time of year.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad. There's no snow. Dallas is going to win the game. Dallas is going to win the game, and I'm going to be honest. I think it's a blowout. I think Dallas wins 35-17. I think it's a blowout. This is how Buffalo is. They play good one week, and the next week we're like, what the hell happened? Josh Allen throws a pick six. Watch, I'll tell you. Deron Bland's going to pick it and go. That's going to change the whole mood of the game. It's going to change the whole mood. He either going to pick it or Micah Parsons is going to make him fumble. It's going to be Josh Allen's fault.
Huh?
It is, man. And then I can see Miami beating that. That's going to be a good game right there. All these games are good. But we got some great football coming up. We got some really good football coming up. All right, Mo, last one. Ravens versus Jags. Who you got? The game is in Duval County.
Coaching, I'm gonna go hardball. I think you're seeing the job. You're seeing what this team could look like fully healthy. They brought in the pieces they needed. They went out and changed coordinators. You can see it's a change in that offense. It looks better.
Mm-hmm.
And people got to look at it like they went out and got two college coordinators. They didn't go out there and get hot NFL coordinators. They went out there and got two college coordinators, kind of relate to the players.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is playing at a top 10, top 2 level. The offense is playing at a high level under Monken, who came from Georgia. You can see some of the changes. They're Lamar can still run, but they're not calling those quarterback runs like that. They're showing off Lamar's full skill set.
Wow, that is crazy.
And Myers looks better than ever. So I'm gonna go hardball. Offensively, I'm gonna go hardball. I heard it out here. I don't know if it's gonna be confirmed yet, but Jacksonville, I don't want to say fake it, but there's no way you come back 6 days later off a high ankle sprain. it got reported out there that Lawrence had a high ankle sprain. And I don't know if that's a false report from the Jacksonville Jaguars or
You think it's a false report?
Or what? Ain't no way you have a high ankle sprain. He played it 6 days later. I'm sorry. I don't care who you is. There's no way you get reported with a high ankle sprain. He played 6 days
He
later.
probably had someone, they doped him up, man.
Come on, James.
They probably
Ain't no way
doped
you
him
get
up.
a high ankle sprain, a high one, and you play 6 days later, and he wasn't.
He played terrible too.
He did, but that's on Jacksonville. Either way, he's either fake
Might
or
have,
that's on
you
Jacksonville.
might have a high pain tolerance,
just throwing him
bro.
out there on a high ankle sprain. That just
You
don't.
might have a high pain tolerance.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Well, he better be better against Baltimore because he ain't going. How they looked against us against Cleveland. He better not go out there and look like that against Baltimore. They're gonna get boat raced. So I just don't like that. I don't know what the situation is there. Defensively, I'm gonna go Baltimore. I know the Rams. People look at the Rams situation and be like, the Rams game ain't look too good, but the Rams are playing at a high level. Cooper Kupp started to get healthy. The rookies playing elite level. Stafford. Everybody thinks Stafford's done. No, Stafford play at a high level. So I kind of take that game with a grain of salt. In this game, I'm gonna go Baltimore, man. And honestly, I think it's gonna be double. I think it's gonna be double figures. I'm gonna go Baltimore. I'm gonna go Baltimore 30-17.
Goodness. All right. This is gonna be a very interesting game. I had for coaching. I didn't even know that, Mo. I didn't even know that they hired Mac McDonald, who's from college, the defensive coordinator, and then they hired Todd Monken from Georgia. They hired Mac McDonald from Michigan. Well, we probably found out how he got that one. So that shout out to you, man. Coaching, I gotta go Harbaugh. He believes in his players. Players love playing for him. I mean, him and Lamar Jackson are tight. He's always around his players. I just think he's a good coach, man. I just think he's a good coach. And shout out to Ozzie Newsome for drafting Lamar. That was a game-changing draft pick. And it looks like Eric DeCosta's doing a good job as well, because Zay Flowers looks like he's ready to take over. As the season goes on, Zay Flowers is looking good. The part for coaching, I gotta go Harbaugh. I like Doug Peterson. I just think Harbaugh's done a better job this year. They're in the running for the number 1 seed. Offense, I gotta go Lamar. If we're basing it on something recent, that 3 interception game from Lawrence was vital. Now, Jacksonville has better players. Travis Etienne is better. Evan Ingram is better, only because Mark Jackson is hurt. And the receivers are better. Zay Jones, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk. But the offensive standpoint, I got to go with the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers. Odell's playing good. That's just me, I don't, in the words of Mo, that high ankle sprain it's gonna come back and it's gonna haunt him. I don't know if they let him rest that game against Cleveland, but players want to play, man. Everybody's pain tolerance is different. I don't know, but it was clearly affecting his throws, and not everybody's Patrick Mahomes now. Don't just hurt your ankle in a playoff game and win the whole thing. That's just he's just different, As I say, Chris Bouchard says he's Kobe Jordan-esque. I think he's Kobe-esque. I think Patrick Mahomes he's just a generational player. We're not going to be able to see another one for a long time. Maybe Caleb, but I don't. Patrick Mahomes is the real deal. But anyway, enough about Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying that I got to go Ravens offense. Defense, I've got to go with the Ravens. Your defense is balling this year. Your defense is balling. They have I believe, the second best defense in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken, right behind Cleveland. Yeah, they have the second best defense in the NFL, right behind Cleveland. The defense is playing phenomenal. I mean, it was a win-win for Chicago. That linebacker is Roquan Smith. He's playing good. Queen's playing good. And what's his name? Their safety that they picked last year is playing well as well. I'm about to tell you right now. Kyle Hamilton playing great. Jadeveon Clowney's playing great. They're just got a good team. The Ravens have a great defense. This game right here, I think the Ravens. I just think Jacksonville, because of the health of Lawrence playing the Ravens defense, he might. They sack the quarterback a lot. I think it's going to be like Mo said. I think the problem is Jacksonville can't stop anybody. I think the Ravens get rolling with the run game. I think the Ravens have another week of an offensive explosion. And I think the Ravens beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 31-21. Craig, Ravens versus Jags. Who you got?
Coaching, I'm going with Harbaugh. I think the job that Peterson Peterson had the team playing well, and then they lost the last 2 games in a row, so they don't look as good. They were in both of those games, so they could have won both of those games, but they ended up losing. So, and on the other side, you got Baltimore, who has the number 1 seed right now. They're number 1 seed in the AFC right now. They're one of the top 2-3 teams in the whole NFL, in my opinion. So I got to give them credit for that. And the way Harbaugh has this team play, especially on the defensive side, because for the first time in a long time, they're not fully injured on the defensive side. Lamar is looking healthy. They did lose Andrews, which sucks, but the team is still rallying around and still playing hard, and they're winning games. So I got to go with Harbaugh for the coach. Offense is tough. Because you got, I think I'm gonna go Jacksonville slightly, just because I think they have better receivers. They have they have a healthy tight end.
Mm-hmm.
They have ETN who can run the ball. They haven't really used Bigsby that much like I thought they was going to use him this year, but ETN is still looking really good. Obviously, Lamar is playing better than Trevor, and Trevor's kind of hurt.
Yeah,
that's the only kind of iffy thing. But if he's 100%, I mean not 100%, if he's like 90% healthy or he's ready to go like he was last week, and the team utilizes all their weapons, Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. Like Evan Ingram balled out last week, so I just
he did.
I think that I would go with the Jaguars offense slightly. If Lamar can get this team going like he did last week, especially with their wide receivers, Odell Beckham specifically, I think they'll be fine. Mm-hmm. It's just the whole Andrews thing, just with him being out, just hurts. Their backup though he's not bad. Their backup is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Defense, I'm going with the Ravens. The Ravens have you said they have a top 2 defense, so the team looks finally, for the first time in a while, the team is pretty much relatively healthy, which hasn't been the case the last like 2-3 years. So for the most part, this is what you would get if this team was healthy all the last couple of seasons. I think they'd be a top 5 defense. The Jaguars defense, they're not horrible, but I mean, every now and then you see they give up big time point. Like last week, they gave up.
That was crazy.
31 to the Browns, and they have. I mean,
Joe Flacco.
I get it, but I mean,
That's tough. That's tough.
On the ball around this much like he was doing the last couple weeks. Even when he was with the Jets, he was throwing the ball around a lot. I don't remember him really doing that too much in Baltimore. I guess he didn't really have to, but
I don't think he did. His defense was good.
He had a really good defense, and he always had a running back there. But I mean,
they made a miraculous run that year.
So he had a great run in the playoffs. I think he had like 11 touchdowns and no picks. So he's capable of it, and he seemed like he had flashes, but I never seen him just go out and just constantly just sling the ball around like he's Peyton Manning or something. Mm-hmm. But I mean, then you lose the week before to who's the quarterback now for the Bengals? I can't remember his name.
Browning,
yeah. Like it's just, I mean. So now they lost to Browning, they lost to Flacco. Now they're playing against Lamar Jackson. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough game. Jacksonville is more than capable of pulling this game off. He's pulling this victory off. They're at home. It's Sunday Night Football. But I got to go Ravens. The Ravens have the toughest remaining schedule, I think, in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And this is a game that they can't afford to lose any game, especially if they want to have home field. Yeah. But they got some other tough games coming up in the next couple of weeks. So they got to try to beat some, especially with Trevor Lawrence being hurt and hobbled, not 100%. You got to take advantage of it. So give me the Ravens in this game, 29-21.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy because I think – let me look at Jacksonville's remaining schedule.
They don't have a hard schedule. They got some easy. I think they can win all three of those games.
Tampa, Carolina, and Tennessee.
11-6.
Yeah. Tampa's not even a far trip.
The Tennessee game.
What's going to be the weather this weekend in Baltimore? Let me see.
The game's not in Baltimore though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's in Duval County. You're right. So they're good. I'm looking at their let me look at their okay, that's why. They're at Tampa. That's what I meant. That's not a far road trip. They should beat Tampa. Then Carolina, they're at home with Carolina. And then they're at Tennessee. I think they can win all three of those games. I think they win out. Yeah, I think they lose and then they win out. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think Baltimore has they got the 49ers next week, so and then the Dolphins right after that. So they can't afford to lose this game.
Not at all.
Yeah.
This is gonna be some good football, man. Sunday night.
Interesting. Last week every game had at least one team that was in the playoff picture. Mm-hmm. And this week, every game has at least one team, except for the Thursday night game.
Yeah, except for the Thursday night game.
There's at least one team in each matchup that's in the playoff picture.
Yeah. Saturday, all of them in the playoff picture.
Granted, the Raiders or the Chargers are not mathematically eliminated, but I mean, they're.
The loser pretty much out. Pretty much out.
Definitely out.
Yeah. This is some good games.
Now Herbert out for the season, so I don't even think.
I'm not picking them this week.
No, this is some good games though. Right, the Vikings, Bengals, playoff implications. Steelers, Colts, playoff implications. Bronco, Lions, playoff implications. You got Buccaneers and Packers. That's a playoff game. Mm-hmm. Jets and Dolphins. That's an important game. Dolphins need to win that. Saints and Giants. Giants aren't eliminated. The Saints are still trying to play for the division. The Texans and the Titans. That's a big game. The Texans need to win that. Yeah, that's it. It's some big games. Next week we're gonna start to see. We're gonna get a good indication of who's the. I don't know about the AFC number one seed because it could be. It's going to be very interesting for that one. Because if the Chiefs win out and the Ravens lose like 2 games, they're not going to get the. It's going to be interesting. I don't know who's going to finish number one seed. Probably the Ravens. I look at it now. Probably the Ravens because they're gonna probably beat the Jags.
I mean, nobody will be able to rest though. Nobody gonna clinch it to be able to rest. I think everybody gonna play.
Everybody's got to play out. You got to play till last week. Everybody's gonna have to play till the last week. So if the Ravens are 11-3 and San Francisco's 11-3, that's gonna be a big game.
Mm-hmm.
And then week 17, you got 49ers and Commanders. They're gonna crush us. The Ravens got the Dolphins. That's gonna be a big game, man. That's at 1 p.m. Y'all gotta move that thing.
No, it'll flex it.
I don't know. Bengals and Chiefs at 4:25. That's probably not going anywhere.
I just hope they don't do.
And then there's no more Monday night games. So it's the Packers and Vikings. They probably not gonna move that.
I mean, stuff will be so jumbled. I think stuff gonna be so jumbled. You're not gonna have a situation like how you felt like how the Detroit felt like they was done, where it's like they already was eliminated beforehand. So it was like, what you play for?
Man, listen to week 17, Detroit Cowboys. That's gonna be playing for
seeding.
That's gonna be for playoff seedings. Could be number one seed. We don't know. It could be for playoff. That could be, Dallas could have full control of the division.
Mm-hmm. It might need that game.
I don't think those Giants games are gonna be walk off, man.
Yeah.
And then week 17, they didn't even announce any of the games. Everything is to be determined.
Oh, absolutely, because they flex it based on need and who needs something. Yeah,
they're probably gonna flex. Damn, the Bills and Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
They probably gonna flex. The Rams and 49ers. That's gonna be a big game. They probably gonna flex. The Bills and Dolphins. That's gonna be a big game. Yeah, Bills and Dolphins. Yeah, you don't think so, Craig?
You said it twice, so it was like I thought it was.
Oh, my bad. I'm just reading because there's no time, so it's kind of. Texans and Colts might. That's probably gonna be a big game. Vikings and Lions could be. Browns and Bengals could be. This is gonna be the Bears and Packers could be. I don't think the Steelers and Ravens is gonna be big. I don't think the Seahawks and Cardinals are gonna be. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, guys. So, all right, guys. We'll see y'all later. We will be back next Tuesday. It's getting close to Christmas. It'll be the 19th. And we're probably not going to film after Christmas. Nah, so, the 19th.
Will we film the day after, or we will do this trip?
I don't know. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be enjoying my gifts, chilling. I don't know, maybe, but I don't know. After Christmas, I might be relaxing. But anyway, we'll see though. But guys, we will see y'all next week, December 19th, same time, same backed channel. All right, peace.